morning light, catching waves with voices bright. Set your course for tales untold, entertainment pure and bold. Come aboard this journey new, stories fresh with morning new. Saturdays are time to shine, positively Pat's lifeline. Positively Pat Sims Show, every tale a treasure trove. Tune in now and set your sails, laughs and chats and wondrous tales. We ride the waves of joy and cheer, every week we're standing here. Everyone keeps spirits high, morning sun in every eye. From epic quest to daily news, listen up, there's much to choose. Every word a gem we share, Saturday we conquer air. Positively Pat Sims Show, every tale a treasure trove. Tune in now and set your sails, laughs and chats and wondrous tales. We ride the waves of joy and cheer, every week we're standing here. Everyone keeps spirits high, morning sun in every eye. In every eye. Positively Pat Sims Show, every tale a treasure trove. Tune in now and set your sails, laughs and chats and wondrous tales. We ride the waves of joy and cheer, every week we're standing here. Everyone keeps spirits high, morning sun in every eye. In every eye.
Sims Nation, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Positively Pat Sims Show, live on WANT and live streaming as well on YouTube with live chat. So if you've joined us on YouTube, make sure you get into that live chat, say hello, and join in on today's show, because the more people get involved here, the better. The more we love it, the more we like it. And don't forget, guys, that this awesome Positively Pat Sims shirt that I'm wearing is available right now at positivelypatsims.printful.me. So get your Positively Pat Sims merch today right there. We're still doing our thing where the first 100 orders get a very special gift from me. So if that's important to you, get over there and get it done. But we're going to have a fun show today. It's one of those kind of just, we're going to have a good time type of things. It's not going to, we shouldn't, there's nothing really to take too seriously with the show today. But we are kind of taking the reins from the Ripley's people, and this is the Positively Pat Sims version, believe it or not. And we're going to be bringing to you a bunch of fun facts, some unbelievable truths, some incredible world records, and things that are pretty incredible, pretty crazy, pretty stupid all around. And I've got 3 pages of stuff, which if we go off of my show a few weeks ago with Ashton Harris, where we did the greatest sports moments, we'll get through like maybe 10. And on the 4th hour, I have to rapid fire through the rest of them. It's kind of how we do things here. But I want to welcome my co-host for this morning, my lovely wife, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Kim Sims. Good morning. Oh, I guess I should turn your mic on. There you go.
Good morning.
So how are we doing this morning?
Fine.
All right. Well, you get now the new shot, the new camera shot here, where the new setup. You know, Seth got it last week, and we're going to hope and pray that our cat does not turn into a big jerk today by messing with cables and knocking over the light like she did last week. So let's
She's fun.
Let's all bow our heads and offer a prayer that the cat leaves it alone. Right now she's just conked out on the edge of the table. So let's just hope that I can keep her that way, because I'm good at that. I'm good at just putting people to sleep. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you for agreeing. So let me ask you. So when I brought up the idea of doing the Believe It or Not show, where we're doing like fun facts and stuff like that, what was like the first thing that kind of came into your mind when it comes to that topic?
Just unbelievable stories.
Right.
That's it.
Like, I kind of like, when I think of like Ripley's Believe It or Not, I tend to think about like oddities and strange things, like the freak show at the circus, right? But it's hard to do that on a radio show. And I know we live stream on YouTube, but we got to keep the show as radio friendly as we can. So there's a lot of Believe It or Not stuff as I was going through everything, and I'm trying to like come up with ideas here that were very visual, that I was like, I don't know if that's going to work in the world of radio. Though I know certain radio guys that I've listened to and stuff tend to not care anymore. They just still do stuff, and then they kind of explain it to you. But I went with a lot of like, I've got 29 kind of fun facts, unbelievable fun facts and stuff like that. And then I switch gears and I move into world records. And when we get to the end, there's 19 world records. So I figure I've got enough stuff myself, but do you have your stuff ready to go? Because I know you were struggling with that last night.
Yeah. I think I'll have to read through, though, because I just had to save web pages. So there was this show, I don't know if you remember, years and years and years ago. And I can't remember if it's called like Fact or Fiction or Truth or Fiction. And it was an actual series where they would, every episode, they would tell you stories.
Right.
And you had, it was kind of neat. You would determine if they were real or not. And then at the end, they would tell you which one was, like, what was, if it was a real story or not. And so I was trying to find that because I remember there being some, the way they did it was really cool. I remember them being some really, really interesting, like, unbelievable stories that were true. And the ones that were true, a lot of times at the beginning for the first like season or whatever, you didn't guess that they were true because they just sounded so unbelievable. So, and then their made up stories were, the ones that weren't made up that you thought were made up were far more extreme.
Right.
So I was trying to find those because I remember a few episodes just so I could see if I could remember which ones were real or not. And I don't. I couldn't find it. I don't know why. I looked every which way, but it was right around after I graduated, like high school. I was probably in college. I was like 20 years old or something, maybe a little older. I'd say between 20, early 20s. I remember that show. So if any of you guys remember it, please tell me the name of it. I've been looking for it.
Well, I will say there were certain topics as I was going through and certain like unbelievable facts I actually had to kind of steer clear of in prep for the show And a lot of it has to do with the time that we live in, because it's really crazy that we're like, everything we're going to present here, or at least everything that I've got on this list, are true. They're all verified facts, verified world records. These are all things that there's proof that all of these things are real. And there's going to be a percentage of the audience that you tell them a fact and they're going to be like, no. Like they're not going to believe you. And we're living in a very skeptical time. And I think a lot of that's the internet. A lot of that is politics. There's a lot of different things going on where people are just like, I don't believe you. You've got half the country, whenever RFK Jr. comes out and says something about vaccines or Tylenol or whatever the case may be, and half the country goes, oh my gosh, way to go, make America healthy again, and the other half is like, you're an idiot. Like, that's literally where we're at. Then you can present every study you want. It doesn't matter, because I'm sure you're aware and you know that who commissioned the study matters. Who paid for the study matters. And all this stuff. So it's like you can have 8 million studies on, is Tylenol okay for a pregnant woman to take? And you might have 4,000,001 that say yes, and 3,999,999 say no. And the whole, it's just crazy. So I tried my best to stay away from stuff that was going to be like controversial. Because like someone came to me the other day and they're like, why don't you do this on your show? And I get that a lot since I started doing these things, whether it be podcast, YouTube, radio, whatever the case may be. People always say like, you should do this, because you want to be more controversial. You want to say, you want to do things that are going to get people riled up. And I'm like, we did the Superman episode, and I think I'm all right. I think we're good for a while. I just don't like being controversial. That's not me. The show isn't controversial Pat Sims. It's positively Pat Sims. So we kind of lean towards not trying to be overly controversial. You look like you had something you wanted to add to that.
No.
Not
really. Well, it reminded me of a long time ago. I don't even know who, but somebody did like a blog or did like an article post, and it was a mom, and I think I was pregnant with Owen at the time, and she was just like, okay, for all of you new parents out there, she goes, this is what I've learned in my findings. What you should and shouldn't do as a first-time mom, and what you should and shouldn't do with your kids. And so I just remember it was really funny. She was like, make sure you sleep with your kid at night, but don't sleep with your kid at night. Make sure you put them in the crib, but don't put them in the crib. Make sure you warm up their bottles, but don't warm up their bottles. Like, and so it was just this, like, it was just a list of all of that. And
was it on purpose? Was it?
Yeah,
or
she was just like
thinking
this,
that was?
No, she was just like, these are my findings. It was essentially just pretty much whatever
works for
person you wanted to believe, whatever study you wanted to believe. And she's like, yeah, sleep with your baby every night in the bed, but please make sure you don't sleep with your baby at all in the bed. You want to put them in the crib on the very first day that they were born, but you don't want to put them on the crib in the very first day that they were like, so there was so much information out there, and one was telling you shouldn't do this with your kids, you should do this. So she kind of made like a,
and it is kind of it brings to mind another kind of issue with that so many people out there don't want to just figure it out for themselves. Nobody wants, like, I talk about this when we talk about health and fitness and stuff like that, and I'll talk to people and I'll be like, don't let anyone tell you what you can and can't do. Don't let anyone dictate what your workout should be or what this. You got to figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to, it takes time. And that's the problem. We live in such no one's patient anymore. No one has the ability to go, okay, this is a process, because everything is instant. You want to know what's going on the other side of the world? You can jump online and you can find out right now. Something happens in Texas, you're going to hear about it 2 seconds after it happens. We have instant access to whatever we want. When we were kids, when we were growing up, we had to go down, if we wanted to watch a movie, we had to go to the movie theater, or we had to go down to Blockbuster Video, and you would spend 3 hours there because it was freaking cool. And then you'd bring a videotape home, and then you would watch it. Right? That was the process of watching it. Now, you have streaming services all over the place. You can go on any of those streaming services and watch whatever you want, whenever you want, at the drop of a hat. Or if you're like me, you can create your own server at home with hard drives and watch your movies and television shows anywhere in the house, right? And so right at this point, like, streaming services are, like, for me, a streaming service is not for movies very often because I like having the highest quality, and streaming just doesn't offer that. And I'll give I don't know if you know this. So Owen and I were sitting here the other day, and we were watching. I put on Disney Plus, and I put on one of the Alien versus Predator movies, and I wanted to show him one of the scenes that I thought was really cool. And it was super dark, like overly dark, where you could barely see anything. And so then I went back to our hard drive, to my copy that has a much better version, a much better quality version, and you could actually see everything that was happening. So that's kind of an example of that. Now, that doesn't happen on everything, but I like watching original content on these streaming things. I like the TV shows, right? Why are you shaking so much? Is it because of her moving around? Because every time you hit every time you move, the thing bounces.
No, yeah,
The
not
camera
even touching
bounces.
the table.
It must be the cat.
It has to be. She's okay. Yeah, she's.
We're gonna have to figure out a different way of doing the computer. We might have to put it on the table, because I put it on the stand still so that it's up higher.
I think it's just her walking across it. Yeah, because I'm not touching the table at all.
Yeah, that's weird.
Computer.
But anyway, yeah, tangent. But we got a lot of time and a lot of stuff to go through. But if we end early, we end early, right? I'm not worried anymore about making sure we hit all 4 hours, anymore. Like, last week we went 2. But that was because of my birthday, which, by the way, was amazing. I want to thank my wife. I want to thank my mom, my dad, my sister. I want to thank everybody that came. I had a great time. It was a great birthday. Got some cool gifts that any 12-year-old would love to have. And then some that I got because I got gift cards. I got cash. And so I think one of the gift cards was... So one of the Amazon gift cards got me a... She is just shaking your camera like crazy.
But I don't want to, like, mess with her or get her to stop, because then she'll get all hyper and get the zoomies. And
yeah.
Or she'll start, like, getting real playful.
I may have to just adjust, like, put the computer on the... I don't know if that'll help if I just put the PC on the table.
She'll finish up in a minute. She's
I just don't remember doing that with Seth last week.
Yeah, no, she knocked over the light with
she's
Seth,
licking herself, and it's just causing a constant thing.
I'm trying to hold the table steady so it's not shaking
as
much.
But anyway, one of them is a bust, like just the cowl of Batman from Batman and Robin, which won't be here till the end of October.
We felt bad. Like, all mine and Seth's gifts are happy birthday, Merry Christmas.
Right.
Well, they're not coming until like November, December.
Well, my Superman cosplay, which is that one, which is so I you guys might know I've dressed as Superman before, but this one is like a full on, like, top of the line cosplay Superman, and it's from Batman v Superman. And I'm like super excited, and I'm hoping it gets here before Halloween. Like, it's kind of a crapshoot when you order it towards the end of September. But they say it takes 15 to 20 business days
Mm-hmm.
to process, and then it's going to take, we did the faster shipping, so it's going to take 3 to 5 days then to get here for shipping. So when you go business days, that always makes me sweat a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
anyway.
I couldn't get it for you any sooner because there was no way for me to take your measurements without you knowing.
Right, no, I
Because
get
it
it.
was like that was the only costume on your list that you wanted, the only thing that
Right.
you would need to be fitted for. So it was kind of like I couldn't
Let's
be like, hey, I need to take your measurements.
That's because the only Batman cosplays that that are out there that are worth having are in the 4 digits when it comes to cost. Like we're talking like a $2,500 cosplay suit. But and I do have the one from the Flash, which is not bad. That one's not bad.
Well, Halloween's not the only time you wear costumes.
Well,
so,
that's the other thing. Like
if it wasn't here by the time Halloween was here, I get the day you got it, you'd be wearing it.
well, yeah,
the entire weekend.
But here's the thing. Like here's one of the things that I've always wanted to do, and we just haven't been able to. But like Comic-Con comes to town, you've got stuff in LA, you've got San Diego, Anaheim Convention Center. They have these conventions where you're encouraged to come and dress up, and I would love to do that. I actually would. I've always wanted to, and I think San Diego has the big one, but it's hard to get it, and you have to make sure you're staying on top of all that stuff. And when you're prepping every week for 3 shows and you do your normal everyday job and 2 hours of training every day, it makes it difficult to stay on top of certain things.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get going with the Believe It or Not stuff. Do you have things up on your phone ready to go?
I do, but I need to just scroll a little bit.
All right,
because
then I'll go
I
first.
don't like all of the stories.
All right, I'll go first then. So here we go. This is my first, and I'm going to kind of go back and forth. I'm going to start with a fun fact. And then the next time it's my turn, I'm going to jump into a world record. All right? So here we go. First thing. Let's see what you think about this. It's about cows. All right, you ready? Cows have best friends and can become stressed and separated when separated from them. You'd think my wife was having an earthquake. There's a whole show.
Oh.
It's bothering me.
That was
I'm
me
trying,
this time. I'm sorry.
Like, I'm smiling, and I'm, like, kind of giggling, but it's in my head. I'm freaking out because
You're
it's
fine. That
bothering
was me
me
this
so
time because I
bad.
was shaking my leg and I have my.
That's
I
how I
have it on
am.
the
Like,
table.
I'm just like, oh, my God, because I'm, like, steady. Everything's just boom. And then there's my wife. We may have to switch it up, though. I think we might have to do is get the tripod. And we'll put the webcam on the tripod, put the computer on the table. That way the tripod's not affected by anything touching the table. So that's an option for next time. We learn every day, folks. But yeah, cows, best friends. And if there's few animals that I look at and think that would have friends. Cows is not one of them. Cows is not an animal I look at and go like, oh, they must have best friends,
Yeah.
right?
There's a lot of animals though that are like that we don't know.
No, I do get
that do like bond with, not just like a mate, but
Right.
like with certain like, I don't know, others in their packs or whatever, and it's like this whole lifelong thing.
like I do get like the stress or the anxiety part, like when they get separated. But like I've seen that in like so many animals because there's a connection. I've seen like cows and dogs have connections, and like leave your house for more than 20 minutes and your dog freaks out. You know, you come back home and your dog acts like you've been gone for 4 days. You know, but there you go. Cows. Very first unbelievable but very true fact is about cows. All right, what do you got?
Okay. So I'm channeling Seth on this one
Oh boy.
since he's not here.
Was it just a bunch of loud noises?
If you hold in your farts long enough, the gas can be reabsorbed and comes out of your mouth.
That's disgusting. That can't be true.
Yeah. The best way to deal with gas is to expel it.
Well, I've known that. I always thought it was the South Park thing. You hold in your farts enough, and then you'll just spontaneously combust.
Mm-hmm.
But how does it come out your mouth? You know what it has to travel through to get through your mouth?
I wonder if that's why some burps stink. And
No.
others don't. I don't know.
I'm just trying to think. Cause
I don't know. I was reminded of South Park when that happened. I was like, okay, if I hold in my burp, does it turn into a fart? Like when they're eating through the opposite end.
Yeah, they
vomit
shove
out.
food up their butt and then they poop out of their mouth. Like, what's up, Universal? I just you'd have to hold a lot in for a long time, I would imagine. Like, it's not just like you hold it in and 5 minutes later you're like, oh.
Well, that's what it says. If you hold them in long enough.
Right. It's got to be a long time because, like I said, it's got to work its way back through your entire intestinal tract. Back up through your stomach, out through, that's a long way to go. So, man, you're holding them in for days, I think. And
I don't even know if that's possible to hold it in that long.
I don't know. I'm not testing it. Let's just put it that way.
you.
I'm not. Oh, yeah. Now you're thankful I fart.
No, I'm just saying,
Now
like,
you're
things
thankful
no,
for it.
because it will be painful.
What'll be painful?
Like holding
'em?
anything in is painful.
Yeah.
Like even like sometimes if you have a burp and you hold it in, it starts hurting your chest.
Oh, man. All right. So let's see. The Mountain Climber from Universal here. Let's get to the chat. A 3-year-old named Jackson Holding became the youngest person to climb a Swedish mountain with his 7-year-old sister also making the climb unaided. That's insane. We can't get our kids off the couch or their bed. And these kids.
My favorite, I told you about it last night. My favorite, believe it or not, story is there's this website where people post like real things that happened to them.
Right.
This is the greatest story ever. I was once chased by a crazy chicken.
Yeah.
That was it. It was a one-sentence story. I died.
We also have the ambidextrous artist, Colin Dark. A lawyer and artist can create two halves of a portrait simultaneously.
Oh, yeah, I saw that
with
one.
his right and left
I think that's
hands.
one of my stories.
Yeah, that's great. There's insane.
Video. I think it's the same guy. There's videos of him doing it too, where he's, at the same time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's really neat.
My left hand is useless.
Mm-hmm.
My
Mine too.
My right hand. I thought when I was in the sling for 6 weeks, I thought that was like the opportunity I always needed for my left hand to start to pick up the slack a little bit. No, it's just as useless as it always was. All right, so here's a world record for you guys, and that is the heaviest train pulled with a beard. From the Guinness World Book of Records.
I feel like we watched like that video or something because there was a dude pulling.
Ismail Rivas Falcon. Like, that's a cool last name. Mr. Falcon? Yes. Mr. and Mrs. Falcon? Oh!
I don't know which one to do next.
He pulled a 6,069-pound train 32.8 feet. So did he give out? Like, did he just quit at 32.8? Like, I've always wondered when it shows like, oh, they pulled something X amount of distance. Because a lot of times once you get rolling, like if something's on wheels and once you get it moving, it kind of uses its own momentum a little bit to keep rolling. So it's like, at what point do they stop? Do they stop because they're tired? Like, I always imagined when I saw this that he pulled the train 32.8 feet and the beard just ripped out of his face.
That was his time of being done.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. So he ended at 32 point, and they measured it by where the beard landed, right? Because you can't measure it with the train. Let's be honest, you can't. Because if you pull anything with wheels, right, you can get it to move further. So you got to go by where he started and where he ended, not the train. Does that make sense? So, fun, stupid fact there.
I don't know which one to do next. I mean, this one's interesting, though. Did you know that fir trees can grow in human lungs?
What?
A 28-year-old patient named Artyom Sidorkin reportedly inhaled the seed of a fir tree, which had sprouted and grown in his lung. Doctors thought they were dealing with a tumor and were stunned when they made the discovery.
You need to get the mic closer to you. You're like half the volume than I am.
Oh, sorry. Let me get the cat out of the way first.
Yeah. Yeah, so make sure you're right up on there. Talking nice and loud and clear.
I am.
So, I like how we went from. What's really funny, you're gonna have to repeat that because I was looking at. Well, because number one, I was looking at your volume. Number two, I couldn't get past the fact we went from the coolest last name of Falcon to Ledorkin.
No, Sidorkin.
Or Sidorkin.
Yeah. It's Artyom Sidorkin.
But what a horrible last name.
That's not horrible.
Sidorkin?
Heard worse.
I guarantee. I didn't say it was the worst, but it's horrible. I guarantee you, dork is said all just. Oh, here comes the dork.
Okay.
No, I was just being quiet while you applied your lip balm.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's addicted to lip balm. By the way. There's a believe it or not, my wife addicted to lip balm.
Oh, it's everywhere. Everywhere I go, there is a chapstick on my nightstand, in the bathroom, in my purse, in my car, at my desk.
You're still shaking
everywhere.
your camera. Stop it.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. You went like this, and
Oh,
the whole
gosh.
table shook.
Okay, I have to do hand gestures.
I'm gonna
Just
have
deal
to
with
fix
it.
that next. I'm gonna completely lose my crap watching this earthquake the whole show. That was an episode of House MD, how a seed grew in someone's body.
Yeah, there was an episode of that.
And Universal's Dorf on golf. Yeah, there you go. I like that. Do you know who Dorf is?
No.
So Tim Conway used to do a character. He was a little person.
Okay, so I was close. I said little.
But he was on
little.
his knees. Everything else was normal, but he was on his knees, and he was funny. Tim Conway's funny. All right. So go ahead and repeat yours
Oh, gosh.
so that I know I can comment on the actual thing and not just Sidorkin.
Man, now I got it. Okay, so a 28-year-old patient named Artyom Sidorkin.
Oh, this is the tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you
All right.
just told me to repeat it.
I'm sorry. I told you. I can't get past Sidorkin.
He inhaled the seed of a fir tree, which sprouted and grown in his lung. Doctors thought they were dealing with a tumor and were stunned when they made the discovery.
That's just crazy to think that something like that could happen. It really is when you stop and think about it. Like, I inhaled a seed from a tree.
Well, my biggest question with this is it says that he reported, like, he inhaled the seed of a fir. Like, I don't know. When I was originally reading the story, like, I felt like he was purposely trying to, I don't know.
Oh, like he had.
Like he was just
like he was
constantly
smoking
trying to do, like, inhale the seed. I don't know.
He's like, put that seed on the end of that straw. I'm gonna get one
I
of
don't
these
know.
lodged in my throat.
I don't
That's
know.
the
I feel like
goal.
that's a pretty big seed. Fir trees are like, I mean, I know everything starts off with like a small seed and grows like huge, but I feel like that's a big enough seed where you would feel like something got stuck in your throat.
All right, next up on my list, I'm going with you, the Sims Nation, my wife, even me. All of us are bioluminescent.
Ah, yeah, that was mine. That was second.
You are emitting
But I
a
didn't read it
visible
yet.
light that is too faint
Mm-hmm.
for the human eye to see.
It would explain how infrared works, though. Kind
I'm-
of.
So, folks,
You light up in infrared.
I'm glowing.
Mm-hmm. If you say so.
I am saying so. Is that not? How come you don't have anything to say about my stuff? That is.
That
is
was
fascinating.
that's next
Earthquake. Look out.
on the website that like where I was pulling these stories for. That's the one right after holding in farts. Your bioluminescence. That's right. You glow. The light just isn't perceptible to the human eye.
The light is in all of us, which
You are the
is
light.
also known as our spirit. Like I always hear like people talking about your aura. Like you have a purple aura, right? Like I hear about that all the time. I wonder though, are there people that can see it? Like, cause you always hear about people that say, "I can see your aura." They'll tell you they can see it.
Maybe. I
Like,
don't know.
are there people that can actually see the light that you emit as a bioluminescent
Mine better be teal.
being?
Mine better be
It's
a
never
teal.
what you want it to be. You know that.
I know.
You know things are never what you want them to be. All right, what do you got?
Okay. We all kind of know this, but I was kind of stunned with the percentages here.
Okay.
So the air you breathe in a train station is 15% human skin. If you think leaving a train station will save you from inhaling skin, just know that about 80% of the floating specks you see in a sunbeam are also skin.
I mean, it's not that weird to think. Like, it makes sense.
Like same with like dust. A lot of the
Right.
dust you have in your house is dead skin.
I mean, your skin is constantly like flaking off, and you're shedding. We're just not. We envision shedding skin like how snakes do it.
Yeah, where it's like the whole thing all at once.
Right, but it's not. It's just like little tiny, like minuscule flakes at a time, and it's like you think about when you get a sunburn and you start peeling and stuff like that. Like that's way more extreme than what you do on a daily basis. But yeah, like it's gross to think about, but at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, I mean, it's not hurting anybody. I mean, I guess unless your skin flakes are disease ridden or something, but maybe that's how COVID happened. You freaking cat.
Oh gosh.
I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it here.
We could just open up the bedroom
I
door.
told
She
you.
wants to go in there and be by the window.
See, I told you yesterday,
Mhm.
right? It's always something. Last week we had a problem with WANT's broadcast. It wasn't WANT's fault. It wasn't really anybody's. It just iOS updated and messed everything up, right? And then OBS updated and messed up things further. So yesterday we went live with Warriors Unleashed, and I'm sitting there going like, oh man, like I was worried about going live, and I was kind of tense a little bit, but I'm like, because something always goes wrong. We have yet to have any kind of show, and a lot of that's probably, I'm sure every show has to deal with that, but every show has producers and sound people and things. There's a group of them that work on these things. It's just me, right? So when things go wrong, I have to still run the show in front of the camera, on the microphone, and behind the scenes at the same time. So it can get rather stressful. And then you add to it a rabid, dumbass cat.
I'm telling you, if you just go open up our bedroom door, she'll go lay in there.
Well,
by the window.
I can't at the moment. We're in the middle of the show. See? That is our crazy freaking cat. Last week, this week she's causing earthquakes on the table. And you guys might not, WANT, you guys don't see any of this, right? If you're watching on YouTube, this is bugging the living hell out of me because I'm looking at the screen because I look at my wife while she's talking because I need to see what you guys see. And the whole time, all I see is that's it. That's all I'm seeing. And it's driving me insane. I'm like smiling to keep from exploding. Because I want to like grab the cat and just like throw her in a suitcase somewhere and just be like, just stay. Every little tiny movement that she makes, and even what that you make, shakes the camera. And then she'll run across the table, and I get freaked out for the wires. And last week, she loved up on the ring light, which knocked the ring light over, hit my camera. She is just a terror. Diamond. Excuse me, I'm licking myself. Well, during the break, we'll see if we can coax her into the other room and at least minimize the earthquaking that we're getting on the camera. And next week, I promise I'll get it set up. All right. Universal says pink is not a real color.
I've heard that.
In science, pink isn't a color on the visible light spectrum. It's a mixture of red and violet light. Well, thank you, whoever mixed that.
I can just get up and go put her in the room right now.
Well, because you're up. I want to hear what you have,
Oh.
what your next thing is. And then if you want, we'll switch it over.
If you play music to a cheese wheel, the tunes will affect its flavor.
Really?
Cheese wheels have the strongest flavor when they've listened to hip hop. In a 2019 study that played classic rock, electronic, and hip hop to cheese wheels, the hip hop wheel had a stronger flavor and aroma.
Is that good? But is that good though?
I don't know.
Like, what if you just want a light flavor and aroma? You play Michael Bolton. Is that what you? You play a little. Does Vanilla Ice count as hip hop? Like, if I play Vanilla Ice, will that create a stronger flavor in my cheese wheel?
Oh, sure. It says it will.
So, but hip hop, right?
Yeah, it says hip hop.
I don't think Vanilla Ice is hip hop. But all right. So cheese wheels influenced by music. Like, I want to test that. That's something you can test in your own home. Like, buy
cheese wheels are expensive.
I know.
Like friggin'.
Well, if
yeah,
you
but you need to have you need to have a few.
Well, that's what I mean.
And we got to find a way to
I'm explaining.
separate them far.
Well,
enough.
what you do is you buy as many as you need to test the different musical genres. I swear she's doing it on purpose at this point. So, hey, okay, so
gosh.
you take the ones you're not using, you put them in your fridge. Then you take your first one, you put it on the table, and you put a speaker next to it, and you play your desired genre of music.
But there's a flaw already in your
Why?
plan. Because you can't have the cheese in different places. So, like, you putting in the fridge could have, depending on what's in your fridge, could affect the cheese, too.
Okay, so we buy.
It has to be, like.
So we buy a soundproof
you have to be
cooler.
legit.
You buy a sound. You don't have to buy a huge cheese wheel.
But what are you going to do with the other cheeses?
Shh. Listen. Okay? So now we've established we have to buy a soundproof cooler.
Like 10 of them.
Oh, shush! You
Sorry.
don't. I'm not saying we have to go out and buy a cheese wheel that's this big. You can buy little tiny cheese wheels. Buy a little tiny cheese wheel. You put soundproof cooler for all the ones you're not testing. The one you are testing, you put it on the table. You play your desired form of music for however long it takes to change the flavor of the cheese. Let's say it's 1 hour. You play 1 hour of hip hop. You do a taste test. Okay, got it figured out. Now I know what this tastes like. Now you open up your soundproof thing. You take out another piece of cheese. Close up the soundproof thing again. Put the cheese on the table. Play different music for an hour. Taste test. See what it can be done.
Okay. This is why I talk. You told me to listen, and I'm listening, and you're getting very defensive.
I'm not getting defensive.
Okay.
I'm saying that there's a way to do it at home.
Hey, Universal, does our feed keep like freezing and then freezing and going, freezing and going? Because that's all I'm seeing on my end, where it's like every few seconds it freezes for a split second and then it catches up.
I'm looking at the iPad. The iPad looks fine. I love that we're.
I'm just trying to make sure that maybe it's just this computer.
We
But
can't just have
he
a
does
show.
he does have a story in here. There's a fireproof man. A man known as Singly could hold flaming blowtorches to his bare skin to prove he was unharmed by fire. That's like a superhero ability, isn't it?
You'd think.
I think he's a superhero. He'd make a great firefighter for sure. 100%.
I would hope that was what he did. I mean, I'm sure he's just a performer. He probably makes money by going around.
But you
and
could do cool
performing.
stuff with that ability, man. Help the world.
But anyway, I think it's probably just your feed.
Okay, that's fine.
Because, like I said, the iPad, I'm looking at the iPad, it's fine.
Okay,
And
I just was making sure.
And no more technical talk.
Okay.
Because it's just frustrating me. And WA&T can't see me smiling through my frustration.
But you don't want to.
What?
You can tell it's a frustrated smile.
Well, then let's no more frustrating me with everything that's wrong. We're going to pretend like everything's working great. All right, here we go. So I'm moving back into world records. Most nails hammered with their head.
Oh, gosh.
Sedalavi KV nailed 20 nails with his own head in 1 minute. I wonder if there's a video of that somewhere, because my first question I had when I read that the first time was, did he bust his head open? Right? And how do you train for that? How do you know that that's something you have a talent for? Did you freeze? Like, what happened?
No.
I'm talking to you.
Oh, I don't know.
This is conversation.
Oh,
it's
because
only us.
I know, but then I would say I don't know.
Okay, well, say I don't know.
Okay, I don't know.
Goodness. I'm talking to myself. I know I can, but you're here. You can
I didn't know you needed
You can-
anything from me in that
just,
moment.
like, if we're talking normal, just talk back. But I'm being serious. Like, how do you figure that out? How do you know you have these ridiculous talents? And you'd think, like, when you play guitar, right? One of the things that you need to do as you're learning to play guitar is you build calluses on your fingers. And that makes it easier for you to play guitar longer and more intense and things like that. Did he have to build a callus on his forehead to do this?
I know. I feel like all weird stories can be started with drinking.
That's
Like,
probably very
Probably
true.
was just having a drinking night and was like, hey.
Hey.
Same with, like, maybe he figured out the same way that we figure out what part of a fish can kill you if you eat it. Like, how many trial and errors and how many people died before they were like, this tiny little piece that's 1/4 of an inch in a 5-foot-long fish is the only part you can eat. Like, I feel like that's a drinking story. I feel
Well,
like that's how that started. Like,
I
hey, look
think-
at this fish. Let's check it out.
I think the truth is, I think that is a very simplistic way of thinking about it. And I think that it's a more fun way to think about it. But I think that some of these things are more where it's just, some of them, like knowing what part of a fish to eat, is actually very educated. Like, whoever came up with that understood the anatomy of the fish.
But how do you understand the anatomy of a fish without doing that?
Well, I'm sure
You gotta think for
people
hundreds
died.
of years, people knew that this part of the fish killed you. If you know that There's
Well,
only
yeah.
one specific part of the fish that doesn't kill you when you eat it. But how do you figure that out when you don't have the technology we have today? How do you figure that out when
Well, you got to
you're
think how
living
did
in, sticks and stones era?
well, you got to think how did they figure out anything that they did
That's what I
back
said.
then? Okay, well, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to talk about it. So you got to think like they obviously had ways, and yes, I'm sure some trial and error was
No, I understand
involved.
that. That was just my back and forth with you to
No, I
how you
know.
discover how you can hit nails in
know.
with a hammer. That was all.
I know. I'm continuing the conversation. Right? I'm trying to say, like, it's not like if you think about, well, what did they do before compasses? They used the sky, they used the stars, right? Sunrise and sunset would tell them which way was what direction they were going. What did they do before this? What did they do before that? And again, I think that, and this is, I'm not knocking you at all. This isn't against you. I'm saying in general, we tend to look at ancient civilizations and look at them as dumbed down versions of us because they're so much older. And it's not true. These older civilizations used methods that we look at as being outdated and all that stuff because we have technology to do it. But they were able to do it back then. We just don't understand that as, like, we're not archaeologists. We don't study that kind of thing. So we don't have a full knowledge of that. But, like, people to this day argue how the Egyptians built the pyramids, right? Because they didn't have all the modern equipment that we have today to get it done. And even today, it would be a challenge to get it done with our modern construction equipment, to build them the way that they were built back then. But they got it done. So that was my only point, was it was just like, I'm sure that, like, it's more fun to think that it started because someone got hammered and started thinking, oh, how, now in this case, I can see that definitely being a lot more. But the idea of what part of a fish is poisonous and what's not, it's just smarter people than us are the ones that figured it out. I think that's more of the reality of it. And then I was just, like I said, we just got to give our ancestors a little bit more credit, I think, than we tend to do. You want to read what Universal wrote? Because I struggle sometimes to read.
Yeah, it's really small.
Okay, I'll do it.
Dogs
Dogs developed puppy eyes to manipulate humans. The charming look dogs give us is the result of their evolving facial muscles to better communicate with their human companions. Interesting.
I've heard that one before.
I've
It's
never
the
heard
same
that.
with it's the same with babies, human babies. Like babies try to, or whatever, genetically look, which is kind of sad nowadays. It might not apply so much now. But when babies are born, they resemble more of the father than they do the mother. And for a little while, they will resemble looking like the father than they do the mother, to help entice keeping the father to stay.
Right. Both of you had valid points when it comes to safe food we have today was through a lot of people dying. We would never know what salmonella would be now. Right. And like I said, I'm not taking away any of her points. I'm not taking away your points, honey, that like we don't understand, like, how did they know that had to been this, a lot of people had to die, and that's true. The only way you realize that eating raw chicken is going to kill you is somebody ate raw chicken. Well, not just somebody, because one person doesn't always cause a problem, doesn't raise a bunch of eyebrows. But I'm sure several people died. They had the big feast of the raw chicken, and the entire village died. And then somebody went, ooh, let's not do that again. And I'm sure there was always the small group or the person that walked up and said that that it was something mystical. It was a curse. It was cursed chicken. But all right. Let's see. Let's both do or let's get you in, and then we'll try to get the cat put in a safer place during the break. So what do you got?
Okay, so this I've heard and I've known, but I swear it can't be true
Okay.
because I've gotten pulled over once on the highway,
Okay.
and I swear it wasn't like this.
All right.
And just so you guys know, I got pulled over because the license plate cover
Sure.
made my E look like an F.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not joking. And so he came, when he came back and he's like, this is like a stolen car or something. And I was like, what? And so he grabbed my license and everything. And he's like, wait a minute.
What car was this?
This was
The duct tape one?
no. I think this was that Chevy Lumina.
Oh, the one
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember, it was when we were coming back from church and I was following you and I got pulled over. That's what it was. I had Seth in the car. Yeah, but either way. So I swear I'm always blown away with this fact. But the white lines that divide the road on highways are about 10 feet long. And the space between each line is 30 feet.
Say that again.
So the white painted lines,
Right.
are 10 feet long. So those dashes, each dash is 10 feet long. And between each dash is 30 feet. And I think there's different variations depending on what state, but they're a lot bigger than you think. Same with like the directional signs. Those directional signs are like 50 feet by 30 feet. Like the big green signs that tell you like, oh, I-405, stay in this lane. Yeah, it's wild. But I swear when I got pulled over on the freeway, I was like, those suckers are not 10 feet long with 30 feet spaces. But it's a lot more than what you think.
I don't know. Like, I would be interesting to know, like,
I'll have to look up
I have
California one and see, but yeah, I mean, but they are a lot bigger. They're not just these little things. You have to think too,
No, when you're
like
driving,
how fast you're driving.
Yeah.
When you see them, but I don't know. I feel like, I mean, it would I don't know, because I feel like even when you're making a lane change and they have those bumps on them, both sets of your tires hit the bumps as you're making a lane change. But you are going like 70 miles an hour, so it's kind of like you could be hitting. Otherwise, I feel like if you're going like 70 miles an hour, it would, if they're any closer or if they're any shorter, that it would just look as you're driving, it would just be a solid white line. You wouldn't see the individual spaces. But yeah, it's wild.
Now that's all
I know. So like now on our way to lunch today, we should just like stop and like pull over onto the shoulder and just look.
Like whenever you stop
and see if it's like the size of your car.
Like whenever you stop at a light, I've always kind of noticed that the last line always feels longer than maybe that's why.
They're saying specifically highways.
Oh, highways.
Yeah, I don't know about like roads, like
Well, we
just
will be on a
traditional
highway.
streets. But that's why I said we should like
Yeah.
pull over off to the side, like on the shoulder, not get out, but just stop and look and be like, yeah, that's about the length of your car, of your truck.
I mean, that'd be interesting. I'm like, I always imagined that they were maybe the length of a person.
Yeah.
And that they were
10-foot person.
And that they
Andre
were
the Giant.
Well, like I'm thinking that they're about maybe 6 feet.
Yeah.
5
I
to
mean, I
6
know that
feet.
they are longer, no matter if you're on a street or highway, than what you think they are until you get out and actually like walk and do the crosswalk and take a look.
But
But
it's the
highway
30
one
feet in between that's
between.
getting me. Where I'm like,
Well,
no.
they do say though that if you're ever on your phone, just you looking, like if you have your phone up or whatever, just you looking at the phone to see if you've gotten a message or whatever, you've already passed like 500 feet. Just you doing this.
Yeah, I think you got to be going pretty fast to go.
Yeah, they say that you've done like 300 feet or 500 feet. I mean, depending on how fast you're going. But yeah, just you kind of taking your attention away from the road for like a second and a half to 2 seconds. You pass hundreds of like.
Now, I will say that's the cell phone, that cell phone little ditty. It sounds like something that they would say to keep you from looking at your phone.
But
I'm
think
gonna be
about
honest.
it. But
no,
think
no.
about it though. You do
I-
like just even looking like if I'm looking over at you like while we're driving, and I look over at you for a second. I mean, you gotta think the distance
No, I know, but
that
think
you're
about how-
going at
so
70
how-
miles an hour.
So think about how far a mile is, and then just kind of
Yeah.
and do the math, like how fast you'd have to be going at
I just know you do
one,
pass a lot
at
of. I don't know how much.
One glance, like is it from here to here or is it here and back? It's 500.
Yeah.
There's
I don't know if
certain
it's
things-
500 or not. I just was saying I know it's up
Right.
there. It's in the hundreds or whatever. Or
But I
100.
will say, like, without specific information, like if you're traveling X miles per hour, right?
Yeah.
And you look at your phone in the amount of time that when from going from here to looking at your, where's the phone, right? Is it on your dash? Is it on your stereo? Is
Yeah.
it down here?
But yeah.
Like there's so many variables that and I'm not advocating looking at your phone while you're driving.
No,
What
no.
I'm saying
But
is
you do
sometimes they'll just say things for effect
Mm-hmm.
in those type of cases. Like
Yeah.
I could definitely see looking over at your phone and easily in the amount of time that you've looked at your phone drive 500 or more feet. I've seen people that have probably
Oh yeah,
gone
if you're down, if
2 or
you're
3
like
miles.
down on your phone, like yeah.
Like I've seen people
I've
that
seen people-
drive
believe it
like
or not,
this.
I've seen people reading books,
Yeah.
like actual books. I almost got hit by a lady doing that. I was like, dude.
All
your book away.
babies are born with blue eyes.
Oh yes. That was
Some
another
of
one.
them change to other colors after 1 year old. I thought that the eyes, like that was like a way that you knew who the father was.
So
Because
I
like if
don't
your
know if
father has
they're-
green eyes,
I don't know if they're all blue, and I'm sure. I want to say that there's like a lot of like the ethnicity plays a huge role of how quickly they change, but I think it's like right as they're born, at least for the first few seconds. Supposedly all babies, it's the same eye color, but depending on when it changes, like to a darker or lighter or a green or whatever, I think, I don't know, I could be wrong, that it's based on your ethnicity.
Hmm.
So
yeah, I don't know, 'cause
like
that was always a big thing. Like
Well, if
people
you
were
remember,
like,
like,
I have
Seth-
brown eyes. That kid has
oh yeah,
blue
yeah.
or green. That's not my kid.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. But you got to think though too, both Seth and Owen were born with bright like sky blue eyes. Seth's
Yeah.
eyes are now almost green.
Yeah,
If
mine.
you look,
mine
and
were that way.
Owen stayed that sky blue like yours.
Right.
But I know lighting has a lot to do with it too. Like my eyes are blue, but it'll change. They'll change different shades.
Right. No, and I get that,
Like,
but like, there's
yeah, it's
always kind
weird.
of like we know Seth is blue eyes for the most part. We know that Owen, but it's like when it's a drastic difference between blue, green.
Yeah, no,
and
Seth's has
brown.
like if you look at his eyes, he's got a lot of green in it. It's wild.
Well, so do I. I
He's
have
got
a
like
mix.
specks. It's like all
I have a mix of blue and green, in mine.
yeah.
Right, and so, like, and I'm not saying that Universal's wrong. Obviously,
No, I've
I'm
heard
just
that before,
trying
though,
to
but I don't know
figure
if the
out,
color's blue. I
like,
just know that they're all the.
how do people look at a baby then and be like, I mean, it has to be that the eyes in many cases must change a little faster. Like I said, like if you have dark brown eyes and here comes this baby with these bright baby blues, that's usually a big sign that
Oh,
you
and I
ain't the
don't
daddy.
think, and I don't think also, I don't think, like to Universal's point, we're kind of thinking the same shade of blue for all of them, and it doesn't necessarily have to be.
Oh.
You could have some with very, very light. You could have them with dark. You could have them with medium. You could have them like with so dark. Like right now, me looking at your eyes right now do not look blue at all. Like from, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're very dark. They're more of a dark color. You getting right up on the screen? Yeah. Like they don't look like that light sky blue that they really are. So it could be different shades.
I have beautiful eyes.
Light, dark of blue. But
the-
I have heard and I have seen that, articles and stuff that all babies are born with the same color.
For those of you
eyes.
on WANT that don't know, I have beautiful eyes.
Big eyes.
They're gorgeous. Universal agrees with you.
Thank you.
With your explanation.
I mean, because it's
Whatever.
hard. It's hard not to, like, if somebody tells you something like, oh, everybody's born with brown eyebrows. You're like, no, I've seen people with black. I've seen people. It's like, well, it's not the same shade. But, you know, it's hard not to immediately go to that and think.
Everyone's born
all
with
of
2 arms, but not the same length. My analogies are beautiful. I've always said that. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick little break. And I want to encourage you guys who are jumping on the YouTube stream to use that live chat just like our buddy Universal does. He is the master. He is the man. We love him. And we want you guys to do that too. So as a way of encouraging, I've been working on my prepping for the albums that we're going to be making here with the original music. So I have been writing a lot of original stuff, except for one song that we're going to play today, and it's mostly just to let you guys hear it because I really liked it. It doesn't have anything to do with the topic. Nothing we're playing today has anything to do with the topic. But this is actually the theme song from when the last time we did our Ask Positively Pat Sims version of the show. So we're going to play that. It's only about 3 minutes. So don't go anywhere, guys. This is the Positively Pat Sims show right here on WANT and live streaming on YouTube. We're going to try to get the cat put away and minimize the earthquakes. Yes. We'll see you in just a few. Don't go anywhere. See you in a moment.
What's on your mind? Who's got the answers? Together we'll find advice on the line. What more can I say? He's here to help you on this Saturday. Positively Pat Sims is here just for you. Don't give a doubt. He knows what to do. What's on your mind? Right from the start, Pat's got the answers that come from the heart. Do you need help achieving your dreams? Do you need assistance crossing the streams? Do you need a hand? He's here until 10. Tune in next weekend, we'll do it again. Positively Pat Sims is here just for you. Don't give a doubt, he knows what to do. What's on your mind? Right from the start, Pat's got the answers that come from the heart. Don't know what to ask, let him help you out. What's your favorite movie? Do you ever doubt? Do you like polka? Do you like the rain? Why is life so hard? Can you stop the pain? Positively Pat Sims is here just for you. Don't give a doubt, he knows what to do. What's on your mind? Right from the start, Pat's got the answers that come from Positively Pat Sims is here just for you. Don't give a doubt, he knows what to do. What's on your mind? Right
All right, guys, welcome back to the Positively Pat Sims Show right here on WANT and live streaming on YouTube. Sorry, there was a slight little delay between the music ending and us getting back to you here, but we were just getting everything situated. We have the cat in the other room now. So that is not
Universal says, great
effective.
job with the music as always.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, as always. And so I was pretty much on point when I said that, the first hour, I got through 4 of my things. And so we've got a lot to go here. So I think what I'm going to do, we're going to do things a little bit different, to where I still want you reading your fun facts and your unbelievable things. But I'm going to lay off my fun facts for the time being. And so that way, if you read one that I have, I can just mark it off. We're fine. And I don't risk reading any that you have just yet. And I'm going to stick with the world records.
Okay.
Because that, to me, I'm bigger into the world record stuff than I am the fun facts. So,
yeah, I have so I only have these. Whatever I have on this for fun facts. And then all of my rest are stories, actual true life stories that are unbelievable. I don't have world records or.
All right, so I'm going to start here with this hour. The highest shallow dive.
Oh, sorry, that was my bad.
Darren Taylor dove 37 feet, 11 inches into a 1-foot pool of water.
My mom jumped from the side of the pool into a 4-foot or 3-foot because she thought it was the deep end and broke both of her feet.
I've seen.
She was 3 inches away from the water.
No, you're not supposed to be back out here.
Brace yourself.
You suck, Kat. Why did I listen to you? Why did I leave the door cracked? You suck. No, she's going to love up on something over there.
But it's funny because that's how I try to keep her from you guys, you and Seth, when you're on the show.
All right, well.
As I open up the door and she lays in there the whole time. Once she gets in there. You can try it. I just didn't want her making a lot of noise, scratching on the door and stuff to get out. Oh, hey, so I'm going to tell him a fun fact while he's handling the cat. TV commercials emit a tone inaudible to the human ear that your smartphone picks up. Obviously, we know this, right? Letting advertisers know that both devices might belong to you. This is one way in which advertisers work to deliver targeting ads to you, which is 100% true. So our family friend, Kat, was telling me the other day about this app that's called Too Good to Go.
Okay.
Too Good to Go. And so what it is, it's this to go, so we know a lot of restaurants, right? Whether it be sit down or fast food, they have whatever food is left over at the end of the day gets thrown away. So a lot of restaurants partake in this where you can go onto the app and you can find different locations and you get samples of everything for $4 or $5 or so you could essentially go to a restaurant, show them this and be like, hey, I want to get your Too Good to Go stuff, and they'll give it to you, and her and her husband and son, you have a full meal for $5.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm not kidding you. I don't even think it was that day. I don't even think it was 12 hours later. I started getting ads and I had never heard of it before until she said it. I started getting on the game I play, I would get ads, and every single one of them was the Too Good to Go app. And I was like, and there was another time we were talking about Jiffy peanut butter at work.
Right.
And it was during my lunch break. I started getting ads, Jiffy peanut butter. It's crazy. It doesn't happen with every single thing that I say, but yeah, it's done it with quite a few. I start getting ads, or if I go on Facebook or whatever, that'll be like the stuff
I know
that pops up.
Apple, I don't know about Android, but I know that Apple, a lot of the apps that you use, you can go in and say, you can ask it not to track you. You can tell it like you don't want these certain kind of ads or something like that. But then, like, I remember like that kind of sucked because then it was like you didn't stop getting ads. Yeah. That was the thing. You still got ads, but you were getting ads for things you had no interest in whatsoever. Yeah. So it was kind of like, well, if I have to put up with ads anyway, wouldn't I rather see something I actually want to see?
Yeah.
You know?
It's ridiculous. I hate all the ads.
Subliminal advertising delivers marketing messages, images, or sounds below the threshold of conscious perception, aiming to influence thoughts, emotions, and behavior without the audience's awareness. Subliminal messaging embedded a message into a soundtrack below the hearing threshold. Subliminal messaging, phishing a graphic or word on a screen. Oh, flashing. Sorry. See, that's how hard it is to read something.
Oh, I can see.
Flashing a graphic or word on a screen so briefly that it isn't consciously registered, or incorporating a shape or image into print or logo design that the subconscious may register before the conscious mind fully processes it.
Okay, so speaking of which, I actually had a dream. This blew my mind, and this happened not last night, the night before.
Okay.
Because so I would watch that show Black Mirror.
Yeah.
There's an episode in there where people dream of ads, and it's because they found a way to manipulate your dreams, and so you would actually dream about ads. I legit had a dream about ads. Like I and it blew my mind because I woke up and I was like, how I've never had a dream about an ad before. And so, and it's one we see all the time, especially like if we're watching like whatever streaming service we have that has commercials, and it's that stupid Caplita. It's the Caplita one, and it's some like medical thing. My entire dream was Caplita ads. I was but I chalked that up to, eventually just being like, I see that ad 15 freaking times a day, and I don't watch TV more than whatever you put on, or even by myself. Like I get Monday through Friday in the morning before I wake up the boys, I get about a half hour to myself.
Right.
That's all the TV I watch.
Are we going to just ignore the fact that Darren Taylor dove 37 feet 11
Oh, yeah,
inches?
that's right. No, I want to know how that's possible.
Well, how
do you do that?
Like, I've seen it done.
How far? Wait, how far did he fall down?
37 feet 11 inches. Why not just do 38? Why not just do 38 feet?
Maybe somebody else did it at 38 and died. So they're like, maybe this was their trial and error. Okay, let's just cut off an inch every time.
I don't know. But I tell you, I've seen it done. I think I saw it done from like 15 or 20 feet.
And the only thing I can think of too, why it would be 37 point whatever feet, maybe they measured it to be 38 feet, but then when he's actually standing, there's that inch.
No, I don't know.
You know?
But anyway,
I don't know.
So
I don't know. Something about physics.
When they it's not a dive, right? So it's not like where an Olympic
you're going like
dive.
You would have to kind of swoop in, right?
It's more like a belly flop than a dive. Like when I watch the guy do it,
that could kill you, right?
Because he has to spread. He has to like hit the water a certain way, and you're kind of right.
Yeah,
where
you have
it's
to
like
kind of like
you can't just
glide into
and you
it.
can't just hit like that. Like there's a
that
way.
Could kill you.
There's a way where they have to hit the water, but again, like how do you?
Like you have to break the.
Can you imagine
the tension of the water?
How you have to learn to do that? You'd have to start on the ground,
and then just go,
and then just slowly make your way up. You know, like
because if you don't do it right, you can legit die from doing a belly flop.
No, I don't know.
Like from a certain.
I know
height,
it can hurt like hell.
Yeah, you can. I don't know. I think I read a story about it when I was looking for all these things.
Well,
dying from a
if
belly
you
flop.
thought that was crazy,
all right.
how many cockroaches do you think we're eating in 1 minute for the world record?
Oh God, I can't even.
Yeah. Yeah.
About in 1 minute. Stop it. Stop it. And is it one at a time, or do we not know? They could just be doing
I
handfuls.
don't know, but I just know.
273.
Oh, that's way too high.
Okay, 152.
No. Ken Edwards ate 36.
Oh, see, I thought it'd be way up there.
He probably had to do it one at a time because I'm sure it's like a hot dog eating contest. Like, you
Well,
can't
yeah, just
shove
swallow it. You don't. Oh God, no.
Like, and he probably
That's
he had to prove he ate them. Like,
Ugh.
it's gone.
Why would you do that? See, this is why
Fiber.
This is why I fear for
Because
humanity.
they're crunchy. He
No,
likes
I
crunchy
just-
foods.
Like, it blows my mind. I don't understand. Like, why would you want? Like, they have like those scorpions in lollipop. Why? Why
Yeah.
would you want a scorpion lollipop? Like, I don't know.
So here's the thing. You know, like they say like cockroaches will survive like anything, except for my boot, but they'll survive like anything, right? Like a nuclear blast, and there'll still be cockroaches.
Mm-hmm.
So how many of those cockroaches were still alive?
That's why I'm saying I can't. That's what I'm saying.
So he had to
I
chew
can't.
them up.
Oh God, you're making it worse. I can't. And even if he did chew them up, they're still alive. Like,
He had
they can survive without their head for like a really long time.
That's what I mean. He had to ground them into like
No.
cockroach powder.
Meanwhile, we do have Diamond though that does cockroach hunting every night. I don't know how she kills them. She kills them all.
And that is not because
Almost
we're
every day I'm picking up.
And just
like twice a week. I
just
would
so
say,
people
2 or 3
aren't
times a week.
freaking out that my wife is saying we have cockroaches. We're not gross, disgusting people living in a filth hole.
No, we just live in a huge apartment community that has
That we get
hundreds of units.
We get one every so often. We're not sitting
Well, but
here
she
on
digs-
a.
she
Please
digs them
don't
out.
let people think we live in a hellhole.
We don't.
Don't. Please stop.
We don't.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with you.
Well, okay. Well, whenever you talk about that kind of thing, it can lead people to think like, oh my God, how are they living?
No.
What are we not seeing in their
Everybody
video?
has them though. They just don't know it.
All right.
Just so you know, it's
You're
unavoidable.
up. You're up. Let's get out. Let's move away
What was
from
the
it.
other one? Oh, I hope this isn't true, but I'm sure it probably is. Because these are all supposed to be like legit and verified. So over 50% of pilots, so airplane pilots, have admitted to falling asleep mid-flight. And of these 50% pilots, 29% said that when they woke up, their co-pilot was asleep as well.
Well, I know what autopilot's for.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, could you just imagine like anything happened? They're just legit sleeping.
I mean,
Both
like,
of them.
that doesn't surprise me. Like I said, planes have had autopilot for many years.
Oh yeah.
And now we have self-driving cars. And I guarantee you that at least 50% of the people are buying them just so they can freaking go to sleep in their car. So they don't have to, so they can sleep on their way to work or on their way home from work. Like, that used to be my favorite place to sleep, was in a car when I was younger. What are you doing?
I was looking at the last thing that he wrote.
Yeah, that's
Did
the
you already
logo
read
one.
That one? Okay.
Yeah, I read
I
that
just
one.
didn't see that first part that said embedded. And
He's just
and
reminding you
imagery.
that my logo, which is everywhere, has subliminal messaging in it.
Okay.
That's, yeah. It tells.
It was just
it's
I
not
didn't
working.
See that. I didn't see that first part that said embedded imagery at first, so that's why I thought it was a new comment.
None of my messaging and my logo is working though. But all right.
My
So
turn?
yeah.
All right, I have 2 more.
Okay. Well, one at a time.
I'll just do one. Yeah. Well, I already did one. Is it your turn, or you want to wait?
What was their last one?
The pilots.
Oh yeah,
We just did that one.
My bad. I'm 45.
Well,
I'm,
so am
I'm
I.
losing my
Stop.
brain. Yeah, but you're a woman 45. Woman
Which
45
means I look
is
older
no.
than you.
I did get a compliment from a guy that came to my work yesterday, and when he asked how old I was, and I said I'm 45, and he's like, I would have thought 35.
And that's funny because usually you get people thinking that you're older.
Yeah, people usually
That's the
think I'm.
first.
Yeah, maybe I'm. Maybe
He's
I'm
younger than
finally,
me, guys.
I finally.
Pat's younger than me.
I peaked. I have peaked. All right. Most metal eaten. What do you think?
Like pounds, tons. I hope it's not tons. Ounces.
It's kind of like in a lifetime, so it's not like in an hour.
I know, but
anything,
what
so
is the?
You're just gonna have to throw it out there because if I tell you,
You
it's
can't
one.
tell me like pound. No, I just meant you can't say pounds.
No,
or
I don't want
ounces.
to.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
want to say that. Just tell me what you think.
So the amount of metal in a lifetime.
Yeah.
So like one person just ate metal.
Yeah.
Uh,
He did. It's not all this guy eats, by the way. Too.
No, I
Like
know.
he eats a lot of things that no one should be eating.
yeah. So metal, 57 pounds.
9 tons.
Yeah, I was gonna say a ton, but then I was like, I don't know if he eats other stuff.
Michael Lotito.
Why would you do? How is he? Is he alive still?
I don't know, but he ate at one point. He ate in a plane. Not like a commercial airliner, because that's way more than 9 tons.
I was gonna say.
But yeah, he's eating bikes,
Speaking of planes,
and it
That's-
takes a long
I was
time.
gonna
It's
say,
not
yeah, you have
like
to,
he.
like, cut
It's not,
that up
it's not
and-
like he unhinged his jaw and shoved a plane in.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it
No,
took
you have to
years.
like shave.
Yeah.
Do it like in shavings. I don't
Now
know.
what? Like, even if you could eat metal,
Why would you?
what if, like, if you had a craving for metal, what about rust?
Yeah. I
Like,
know.
you don't know?
Well, they say that there are like, what is it, like when kids are born or whatever, and they do like there's kids like they crave paint chips or they crave sand, like
Dirt.
eating dirt and stuff. That it actually is like it's a chemical.
Well, they're missing.
It's like a
something
chemical
in
like
their,
in
their
balance.
diet.
Yeah, there's something going on with their digestion.
Like, I know a lot of times, like,
tract or
if
whatever,
you're-
where they're missing that, and
Like-
it's a simple in comparison like fix to do
Right.
like.
well, like
get 'em
iron
back on track.
deficiencies can cause you. In children, can cause them to want to eat certain things that they shouldn't.
No,
Yeah, if you're deficient
it
of
happens
anything,
to women that have their cycle. It's true. Ask any woman out there the amount of red meat that like you just crave, steaks, and because you're losing all of it.
Good
It's
night,
an easy
everybody.
fix.
Thank you for coming.
You're very well. See?
I'm ending on that.
No, you're not. But go ahead. Yeah, but still, like, how do you? Again, that could be a drinking story. Like he was just like, "Hey, I can eat this plain." Like it was a bet that they started in a drinking story.
You're up.
Oh, I'm up. Okay. I guess maybe I do. Where did my other one go? I forget.
Up your butt.
Oh, mosquitoes can smell which blood type you are. They are twice as likely to bite someone who is type O as opposed to type A.
Fascinating.
Do you know your blood type?
Nope.
Neither do I.
I never understood why do you need, why is that something people just readily have available?
Yeah, well, I get it. Obviously, I get it. Like, if anything happens, God forbid, like a car accident or some kind of
Right.
accident where you lose a lot of blood and you need blood, they have to know. But it's kind of like doctors should know that. Like,
Right. Well, that's
like,
my thing. Like,
yeah. So I was always like, I used to think when I was a kid that if I didn't know my blood type, like that if something
die.
happened, I would die.
right. Well, because you watch
Because
a
they
movie or
make
TV
you-
show, and they're like, "What's your blood type? A positive," and you're like,
Am I supposed to know that? It was
Really?
kind of like, yeah. So I always thought like if anything ever happened to me in a car accident, I would be screwed because if I lost a lot of blood, I'm dying because I don't know my blood type.
"Yeah,
I still don't know to this day.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Doctors can figure that out.
right." That's what they're there for. So Universal says women are 7 years more mature mentally and emotionally than their age.
Yeah.
So you're in your 50s.
Mm-hmm.
What about men? I would
And I think-
guess men are like
and I
10
think
years
that was
less
actually-
mature than their age.
I think that fact is actually what says that like that women are more mature than men on average, like for the same age group. And I don't know that that's necessarily true, like as true as we thought it was, or as
Well,
as vast
I
as
don't
we
think
thought it was.
I don't think that as many women are as 7 years more mature mentally and emotionally than
true
than
before.
that
Than,
yeah
you know,
that
50
that
years
makes
ago.
that a legitimate
50 years
like
ago.
factual statement anymore.
Here's the deal.
No
if
offense,
we were,
ladies, but there's some really immature,
but here's
emotionally
the deal, though.
unstable women out
If
there.
we were, like, this is why back in the day when women were like housewives and the men did work and everything, that's where I would agree to it. It's when women started coming in saying that they wanted to work, and now we all have to work, where I'm like, that went out the window, because that's not a smart idea. Like, we should not have to have two incomes. But yeah, it's like you have to work now. And
I don't
I'm
know
like,
what that has to do with your maturing.
well, no, I just mean that's not a mature thing to do. The mature thing to do is to do like how they did
Yeah,
back
but
in the
if
day
you-
and be quiet about it and just be like,
But if you can't
I'm gonna
afford,
just-
if you need two incomes,
but we wouldn't if
no,
that all didn't
you would
happen.
still need two incomes.
I don't
nowadays.
know.
It's just back then.
I don't know. I think women
back then,
messed it all up.
back then they would have forced the
100%.
dude to keep working all day.
I think women messed it up 100%. It's because the
Yeah.
fact that there's so many that are working that you
Hey,
can
this
raise
is not-
prices.
This is not political. This is not a
No,
women's.
I know it's
this
not.
is not an anti-women's
Hey,
lib
I just
show.
feel like I can safely say that kind of stuff because I am a woman.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, speaking.
We messed up a lot of stuff.
Well, speaking of, how tall do you think the world's tallest man was? And I see that segue. See what I did there?
11 feet 2 inches.
Oh, good Lord, no.
10 feet 7 inches.
No.
9'2".
No. You're closer. The world's
8'6"?
the world's tallest man on record. Now, it's not saying that there was never been anybody taller. It's just this is the only verifiable, provable tallest man was Robert Wadlow, and he was 8 feet 11.1 inches tall.
Nice.
That's huge. That is
That's almost the length of one of the dashes on the highway.
That's over 3 feet taller than me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like Seth's like 2 inches taller than me, and he looks way bigger.
Oh yeah, he looks a lot taller.
Can you
too.
imagine 3 feet?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Okay. Let's see. I thought I only had 2 more, but I'm finding some really cool ones.
Okay.
Oh, I love this one. This one kind of made me laugh because I feel like the fact that they use this particular state makes 100% sense.
Okay.
You are 10 times more likely to get hit by a New Yorker than a shark. I don't like it's New York. You're like 10 times more likely to have anything happen in New York. Bad deal. You're also more likely to get bit by a New Yorker than a shark. You're also more likely to get bit by a New Yorker than you are a rat in New York.
Gee.
New York is
Apparently,
awesome.
I don't want to go to New York anymore. I mean, I've never been bitten by a rat. I've never been bitten by a shark.
I've been bitten by a rat, a pet rat.
So now
They
that
suck.
means that my odds of getting bit by a New Yorker just went up.
Yeah. And you're
All right.
afraid of the ocean.
I
You
am.
should be afraid of the people ocean
I
that they've
should-
got
I-
in New
I'm
York.
Afraid, yeah, I'm afraid of the New York Ocean. Oh my gosh, like that's
I laughed
those
so
are
hard at that.
crazy
I was
stats.
like, I don't know if this is like really news to anybody. You could really say that you have 10% more likely to have a New Yorker do something to you than anything else in the world.
man.
And you would probably be right.
Oh, and I want to go to New York. I like went slightly through New York when I was in college, but like I've always wanted to go to the Statue of Liberty and
Did you know,
no.
Statue of Liberty, you have a 100% better chance of seeing the Statue of Liberty in New York than you do anywhere else in real life.
Well, there's one
You
in
should
Vegas.
love that. That is totally
We
the
saw
real
the one
Statue
in
of Liberty.
Vegas.
The real Statue of Liberty.
Well, did you Universal brought up something that I did know, that honey never spoils.
Yes, that I did know.
But it has to be like regular honey. It can't be like processed honey, like fake honey. Because
Yeah,
there
well-
is fake honey.
Yes, there is fake honey, but yeah, it doesn't have to be without any preservatives or additives. It just has to be like real honey. They can put preservatives and stuff.
No,
but
no,
it
I
has
get
to
it, but
be,
I mean,
like,
it has to be
real.
actual honey.
Mhm.
Like I'm just saying, it can't be like a fake processed honey.
Yeah, like where it's all what is that?
Yeah.
Where it's all like
Sugar.
yeah, they've like melt down. Yeah, they caramelize like sugar or whatever. And
Yeah,
try to
I
pull it
don't
off
know,
as
but
honey.
yeah, there is. And believe it or not, there is honey out there that is marketed as honey, and it is not. All right.
It's because the bees put up a fit.
How long do you think Joseph Salek held the longest abdominal plank? And I'm sitting here thinking 5 minutes was freaking amazing. I'm not even close.
Over 6 hours,
Yes.
double digits.
No.
Okay, didn't think
Close, but no.
so. Like 8.5 hours.
9 hours, 38 minutes, 47 seconds. That's
He took
just,
a very long nap after that. I bet.
that's insane. Like
Like
again,
that would be my entire day. Like,
Like-
I would just be like, I'm done. I'm sleeping for a day,
Like,
an
that's-
entire day.
again, that's not just something you do. That's something
You have to train for that.
Now I'm sure he probably there's got to be something about him that makes a plank. Like he must have an incredible ability to balance his body, and because that's really what it takes to get through a plank for any length of time, more than 10, 20, 30 seconds, is you have to be able to have your weight distributed evenly throughout your body.
Yeah.
And he must have an incredible ability to do that, number one. And so I'm guessing the first time he ever planked and someone was like, all right, we're going to plank for 1 minute. And he was like, that was nothing. And he just held it for
You have to like train it. Yeah, I'm sure he had to do some.
Oh, yeah.
training for it too.
He had to definitely train to
And
get
I
to
wonder
9
if that
hours.
counts as shifting. Because you know how like when you're holding plank, you do like, did he have to be perfectly still?
Yeah,
The whole
that
time,
I
or
don't know.
is there like movement? You know, it's like some not movement to get out of the plank, but like where like if your feet start hurting or whatever, where you kind of push yourself back a little bit, you're still in plank, and then you come forward.
That's kind of what I
just
mean. Like
to kind of
the
ease
more
the pain.
the better that you're able to evenly distribute the weight across your body, the less likely any one particular muscle, joint, or anything else is going to start hurting, unless that joint muscle already was hurting going into the plank. So if you're holding it and you're perfectly balanced, your feet won't hurt before your arms. Your arms won't hurt before your feet because the balance is well distributed. Or if let's say that your feet can handle more pressure than your arms do, you're able to balance to where there's more weight on the lower end than the upper end. And I'm sure that you're allowed certain distances of movement as long as it's not breaking the plank.
It's like you can't have it your back not be level or
right.
whatever.
And I would see, if I were doing it, I would probably not allow you to bend your knees. Like for me, touching one knee to the mat alleviates a lot of the pressure, and then you can hold it for like 30 minutes. But if you even just bending at one knee, like if you kind of do like a little bend to the right, bend the left, like we do when we walk the dog, but you do that in a plank, even that alleviates some pressure and allows me to hold the plank longer. So I would be like, no, I don't think that should be allowed. But I don't know. I really don't know what the requirements were. But I mean, no matter how you look at it, even if they did allow certain things like that, I couldn't hold it for 9 hours, 38 minutes, and 47 seconds. So good job. Either Joseph or Yosef. I don't know which one it is, but it's Josef.
Joseph.
But I mean, if depending on where he's from, it could be Yosef.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
All right, so I have a couple more, and then I'll go on to my stories. If you unwind a roll of Scotch tape fast enough, it can generate enough X-rays to image a human finger. You'd need to unwind the tape with a vacuum at 3 centimeters per second to generate that kind of power.
Interesting.
I thought so. So I read it. I got jokes.
That's Seth.
I know.
But
Told
he
you I was
but he
channeling
says
Seth
it.
today.
But he says it. I got jokes.
Yeah, that's what I did. I got jokes.
All right. So you look around and you can't see it in this shot, but I have a lot of stuff around me. And for anybody who thinks I have too much of anything, I present you with Steve Sansweet,
Sansweet.
who has the largest Star Wars collection. Now,
In the world?
yes.
Or, okay.
Now, he is a collector of a lot of things and has over 500,000 things in his collection. And as far as Star Wars goes, just Star Wars, he is currently sitting at 93,260 items that have been accurately audited, cataloged, and verified, with a still growing collection. That is crazy.
Are they all different, or does he have duplicates? So, like, when they say 90,000, it has to be 90,000, like, all different.
I
unique
don't.
From each other, right?
I doubt that they're all 93,000 unique ones. Because if you think about it, like, a lot of collectors might have 50 stormtroopers. They're still They're still unique items. Like they're not unique, but
I
they're
mean,
still.
like, you couldn't just go out and buy 500,000 stormtroopers and be like, I have the largest Star Wars.
No, you
collection.
probably could,
Oh.
but that's not how he's doing. Because most collectors aren't like that, where they have a bunch of duplicates. Now, for characters like stormtroopers, I could see him having 100, 200 stormtroopers, because he's probably, like me, tries to set things up for display. So if you have a huge collection of stormtroopers, that's your army of your Imperial army right there. There you go. But now I don't know. How do you display, unless you own a museum? I don't know how he's displaying these things.
Oh, you could, essentially just have, like, an apartment like we do if you're the only one that's living there, and just
Right.
fill the entire walls,
But-
shelves.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd imagine if you had that big of a collection, right? Like, that's too much for even me to put up in my home. Now, I would probably pick a few items that I had to have in my house for me. And then I'm sure with that kind of a collection, you could find financing from people to open a museum, like a place where people could come and look at the collection. And I'm sure you'd do great. Star Wars especially. I think you could make a ton of money with that. You could even probably,
So
if you
go to Disneyland,
Yeah,
let
you
them do like a whole room there.
you could probably either make way more money than you spent building your collection, but who collects just to sell it? Real collectors, anyway, don't collect just to sell. The human stomach can dissolve razor blades.
There's a lot that it can dissolve. Surprisingly,
It's getting the razor
it's
blade to
stomach
the stomach.
acids. Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
problem.
The stomach acids and stuff.
Yeah. Which is why it's not good to bring anything back up, because you're bringing with it stomach acid. So whenever you get sick, you got to take care of your mouth, your teeth, and all that fun stuff. Believe me.
Mm-hmm.
I know. All right. What do you got?
I have. Is it my turn? Or-
Yep.
Okay.
I just did Star Wars
Oh,
collector.
that's right. You did. Sorry. I need more coffee, apparently. So now this I did not know. I mean, I know that your heartbeat kind of changes and alters depending
Right.
on like moods and stuff. But I didn't know that it was like this effective during doing a particular thing. But your heartbeat actually syncs to the rhythm of the music that you're listening to. So it says a study showed that crescendos led to a temporary increase in blood pressure and heart rate, which went back down during the decrescendos.
So crescendo, so you know that's volume, right? That's not beat.
I don't know. I just meant that's what it says. It says to the rhythm of the music that you're listening to.
Okay, so
I didn't say beat.
no, I know, but rhythm,
your heart-
rhythm and beat are the same thing. So like
Yeah.
if you're counting,
no, but like your heartbeat is what I said will
No, I
sync
know,
with the music.
but you're saying sync with the rhythm of the music.
Mhm.
So that would be like like when you count it in 1, 2, 3, 4. What that suggests is that your heartbeat's gonna sync with that 4 count, right? But then they use the term crescendo and decrescendo, which has nothing to do with rhythm or beat. And I'm a music guy, right? I played in the band, I was choir, all that. Crescendo is volume. A crescendo is the rising of the volume of the song. So if you're just singing like this, your crescendo is, and then I sing like you bring the volume up. And a decrescendo obviously is bringing the volume down. So it's like it's making me when you know certain details of things, it's freaking my brain out because now I'm trying to figure out, are we saying that your heartbeat and your blood pressure and all that stuff syncs to the rhythm? Right?
That would be crazy. Like, what if you're listening to rap or something? You'd have a heart attack.
Right?
Or
Or is your heart rate and your blood pressure just affected by the music in general, which means that tempo, volume,
yeah, I think probably
all
that.
of it combined can have an effect. I think that the latter is more of the reality, where it's just whatever you're listening to, the beat, the lyrics, the music itself, the volume can all have effects on your overall your blood pressure, your heart rate. But I think that again, it has to do with you individually. I don't think it's the same across the board. Because if you listen to a Little Mermaid song, your body is going to react differently to it, I think, than mine would. If I listen to an Elton John song that's not a hit, it's only one that I would know and that I like. It's not even a B-side. It's just some song on an album that nobody else would know unless you're a huge Elton John fan like me. If I hear that song and I'm singing along to it, it's going to affect me and my body more than it's going to affect you. So I think that that's true, what you read, but I think there's degrees to it, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong.
I think that's all of my facts. Let's see.
Well, I've got plenty to get us through the rest of the show if you want to just comment on my stuff.
No, I have stories. These were just the facts that I think I'm done
Because
with.
I haven't gotten through, like, almost anything that I wrote down. I've gotten through 8 world records and 2 fun facts. So here, we'll do it this way. Let's do this. So I'm going to get through my list. We're going to get through my world records. We're going to get through my fun facts. Then we're going to finish the show with your stories.
Sure.
Because how many stories do you have?
I don't know a lot. But I mean, I can pick and choose.
Right.
But
All right, so here we go. We're going to start here. We got a couple minutes, so we'll get a couple more world records in here. And then for the next hour, we'll focus on rapid firing through mine. And then for the last hour of the show, we'll get your stories in. And if you don't want to go for the full hour and we want to close out at 3 hours, 30 minutes, whatever, we'll do that. So the last hour is yours. Third hour will be mine. Here we go. How much do you think the most expensive hot dog that was commercially available was sold for?
50,000.
It's a little much.
I don't know. People have spent some
So
outrageous amount of money on ridiculous stuff.
the hot dog, you are about 1 centimeter taller in the morning. Yes, you are.
Yes.
Yes, I knew that.
Ooh, that's why they say.
Except when you wake up like me and you're
That's
hunched over.
That's why they say when you're driving your mirrors, adjust them in the morning. Don't adjust your mirrors after work. Adjust your body.
The most expensive hot dog, the Junie Bon, was sold by Tokyo Dog in.
In what?
Where is this place at? Where do you think? Where was the Junie Dog from by Tokyo Dog? Where was this sold?
California. United States.
Seattle, Washington.
Yeah. I'm not far off, right? Wait.
On
Am I? Washington's not very
It's-
far, right? It's not like
it's-
across the map. It's above us
It's
somewhere.
up. It's north. It's,
Yeah,
it's
like
two states
or
above
something
us.
away.
Yeah, it's still a ways.
I know, but
On February 23rd, 2014, for $169.
oh, that's it.
Here's what's in the Junie Bon.
All right, let's hear it.
Smoked cheese, bratwurst, butter teriyaki grilled onions, maitake mushrooms, wagyu, whatever beef, that expensive beef, foie gras, shaved black truffles, caviar,
Ew.
and Japanese mayo on a brioche bun. It's the bun that did
I
it.
feel
The
like
bun put it
people have
over the
spent more
top.
than that on a hot dog.
Nope,
I
that
don't
is
know.
the most expensive hot dog ever sold and actually eaten. So this wasn't just the most expensive hot dog ever made. This was actually something that was sold to a customer. I'm sure there's somebody has put together a hot dog that was cost more to make than that.
I was gonna say, I wonder how long
But
ago.
this was sold.
How long ago was this?
I said 2014.
14. No, I meant like
This
that
is
they've done
11 years ago.
this. No, I know that's when he bought the burger. I'm saying like when this study was done. Has anybody bought a more expensive
No.
one since then?
This is still the most expensive hot dog commercially available that was ever commercially available. In Major League Baseball, now a lot of these are going to be records that I think these aren't really like world records anymore. These are sports records that I find to be some of the best sports records that I think are potentially will never be beaten. That will never be broken. Okay? So, you're not a big sports person, but let's see if you can figure out any of these things. Can you tell me who has the record for the longest Major League Baseball hit streak and how many games? So they got at least a base hit in a certain amount of consecutive games. Do you know who it was and how many games?
Barry Bonds?
No.
It's not Babe Ruth.
No.
I don't know names. I don't know that one baseball player.
Yes.
Okay.
But how many games?
15?
No.
27.
No.
More or less?
More.
Really? 73?
This is no less. This is why it is
52.
very, very close. 1941, Jolton Joe DiMaggio
Oh, I don't know.
hit in 56 consecutive games.
I don't know who that is.
That is
I don't know that name.
incredibly well. It's
That's crazy.
1941. He was also married to Marilyn Monroe for a while.
Mm.
But Joe DiMaggio, very famous baseball player. That is a record that may stand the test of time because most players don't even play 56 games in a row.
No, well, not anymore.
They take games off now and everything.
With all of the new laws and regulations
But
and stuff to
even if
take
they
care of
did,
players.
even if you play every game in a season, hitting a round ball with a round bat is the most difficult thing to do in sports. And so to do that successfully for 56 games in a row is an absolutely incredible feat.
Hey,
Yes.
speaking of, I feel like you did that on purpose. The hot dogs leading into baseball. But Speaking of hot dogs and baseball,
Yeah.
Universal says he saw them sell hot dogs with gold dust before in Avery luxurious restaurant.
Gold Dust.
Avery. I know that restaurant. Oh, no.
Gold
There's a hotel
Dust?
called Avery, I think. So I wonder, that's got to be more expensive.
What? Poor Dustin Rhodes.
Gross.
Well, that was Gold Dust. He played
no,
Gold
we're
Dust.
not talking about the wrestler.
Yes, we. Well, how is Universal not talking about the wrestler?
That's one of my stories, though. I have a story about a wrestler.
Gold Dust.
Gold Dust.
That's pretty. Like, it's crazy. Like Goldschlager, like it has actual gold in it.
Mhm.
That's crazy. All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick little interlude, a quick little break here, and we're gonna play a song that's near and dear to both my wife and I. It's called "I Love the '80s." So, guys, don't go anywhere. We got a lot more, believe it or not, records and fun facts and stories coming your way. So stick around. This is the Positively Pat Sims Show right here on WANT and live streaming on YouTube. See you in a few.
Neon lights and big hair, moonwalk through the air, synthesizes everywhere, feels like a dream we share. Movies on the silver screen, E.T. and Ferris scenes, Pac-Man chasing all those dreams, life's more than it seems. Oh, I love the 80s, the music made us fly. Oh, I love the 80s, let's keep this vibe alive. Saturday cartoons so rad, He-Man, Thundercats, fashion wild, loud and plaid, best times we ever had. Reaganomics in the news, Breakfast Club and Rubik's Cube, we wore our joy like dancing shoes in every different hue. Oh, I love the 80s, where music made us fly. Oh, I love the 80s, let's keep this vibe alive. Movies on the silver screen, E.T. and Ferris scenes, Pac-Man chasing all those dreams, life's more than it seems. Oh, I love the 80s, where music made us fly. Oh, I love the 80s, let's keep this vibe alive. Saturday cartoons so rad, He-Man, Thundercats, fashion wild, loud and plaid, best times we ever had. Reaganomics in the news, Breakfast Club and Rubik's Cube, we wore our joy like dancing shoes in every different hue. Oh, I love the 80s, where music made us fly. Oh, I love the 80s, let's keep this vibe alive.
Sims Nation, welcome back to the Positively Pat Sims Show. Broadcasting live on WANT Radio via Live 365 or through WANTradio.com. We are also live streaming this morning on YouTube, featuring our live chat. And Universal said, what was that?
Oh, sorry. It's just a notification on my phone.
Oh.
That a bill is due soon.
Okay. But he says, Pat, you need to put out an album with this music. And so I said, funny you should say that, because we are currently working on putting out albums. But the thing is I want to take the songs that I've done and I want to remaster them, redo them here with my vocals and everything like that. So, and we're bringing in some other people to get involved as well that are going to be guest vocalists and stuff like that. But we are definitely going to be releasing these songs to the public. We're going to be putting them out there on Apple Music, Spotify, all of those different platforms. Some of them are going to be released via albums. Some of them we're just going to release as like singles and things like that. So keep an eye out. And the best way to do that is to follow us on social media, on Facebook, Positively Pat Sims, on Instagram and TikTok, it's at Positively Pat Sims. And if you go to X, it's Real Pat Sims, because Positively Pat Sims apparently was taken. So it's on TikTok, it's that. But if you follow us on social media, what you'll be able to do from there is stay on top of all of our shows, what's coming up, what's on the docket, what's on the schedule. You'll be able to follow what we're doing outside of the shows in terms of anything special, albums, that kind of thing. And we do have an album currently right now on all major streaming platforms called Off to a Good Start, which is a comedy album featuring a lot of the sketches and bits from our first 2 years on the air with WANT. When we were strictly radio, and we were doing a lot of comedy sketches, and we would do we still do the Fake News Network from time to time and that kind of thing. So, and yes, Universal, that was the other thing I was going to mention. We have finally gotten onto Discord. Positively Pat Sims is on Discord, and we have 3 different servers that we've started. We've got our Positively Pat Sims Show one, we've got our Honest Reviews one, and we've got our Warriors Unleashed one. So we're going to have one for every show. And my son Owen is going to, this weekend, start the process of showing me how to work Discord and what...
He's big into Discord.
Yeah, well, I even mentioned to him, what if he just took over my Discord? Because he already knows what he's doing, and that way... But that would kind of require he be up, I think, during every show. But I did kind of think, like, that way I could just focus on what I'm already doing and not add more to my plate. Maybe he runs the Discord servers and stuff like that. So, but my son Owen and I are going to be working on that this weekend. So stay tuned for more information about our Discord, as we're going to do everything we can to take advantage of that to add to what we're doing here on YouTube and WANT. We're always looking at ways that we can grow the Positively Pat Sims brand, the Positively Pat Sims show, as well as Honest Reviews and Warriors Unleashed. And we're also looking at some other show options, but I think right now we're good with 3. And if we want to incorporate any of those other show ideas, we'll just incorporate them here on the main show, because it's my show. I can do whatever I want. But we're looking at, like, we do want to do like a collector series type of show like we used to do, but do it in a live setting where we can really show people a lot of the stuff that I've collected over the years, my son has collected over the years, and that would be a really fun show to do. Maybe as a special show, maybe we throw out there once a month or something like that. So, all right, guys, let's get back into it. This hour of the show, hour number 3, is going to be running through the rest of my records, as well as going back through my fun facts, which I know were not read by my wife. So, good times. So here we go. That is not my records. That is the Honest Review later today for Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So if you're wondering what I think of Star Wars Episode 1, tune in later this afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern for our honest review of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And if I'm I'm trying to think. Universal. Do you remember? Did you first jump in on our shows back during the Star Wars run that we did on the Positively Pat Sims show, or back then it was the Positively Pat Sims radio program? Did you jump in then, or was it during a wrestling preview show? I feel like you jumped in during one of our Star Wars ones for some reason. But let me know, Universal, if you remember what the first show was that you saw, because it's been a whirlwind. Universal is one of my favorite people, and I've never met the dude, never talked to him, but it's all been digital communication. But big fan of Universal. All right, guys, here we go. So, my dear, what do you think the record is for the most points scored in an NBA game? By one player, by the way. Not by a team, by one player.
No, because the points are weird. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes it's 4 points. Sometimes it's 11.
I knew it was Star Wars. I knew Star Wars is what brought us Universal.
67.
All right, so the record set by Wilt Chamberlain was 100 points against the New York Knicks in 1962. 100 points by one player. That's crazy. All right. What do you think? Just throw out one number because we'll be here forever. So, the most career Major League Baseball wins by a pitcher.
Didn't we just do this question?
No.
Oh. The most what?
The most wins by a Major League Baseball pitcher.
Like games? Like full games?
Just wins. A pitcher has to pitch 5 innings to be able to, as a starter, to get eligible to win a game. So, how many wins is the record for a pitcher in Major League Baseball history?
101.
511 by Cy Young, who pitched in 906 games over 22 years. So his win-loss record is a little over 50%. But that is a record that will never be broken. I think the 100 points in a game it's a slim chance that that'll ever be broken. And 511, never going to happen. And there's a lot of people that don't think 300-game winning pitchers is ever going to happen again because guys are not pitching as much. There's more time between starts. They're not pitching as many innings. They're getting pulled when they get in trouble much sooner. And their careers are shorter. The idea of a pitcher let's say their rookie year is 2025, the idea that pitcher is still going to be around in 2047 is slim to none. And a lot of that has to do with the way pitching is approached nowadays, where they're trying to throw 120 miles an hour. They're torquing their bodies and their arms in crazy ways, and they're having surgeries at young ages. All right. What NFL team is the only team to have what is referred to as the perfect season?
An NFL
Yes.
team? Oh my God. I only know like 2.
Well, pick one of them.
2 names.
I'll let you guess both of them. Well, which one first? Which one do you want to try for first?
Packers. I don't know.
The Green Bay Packers. No. Who's your second team that you know?
49ers.
The San Francisco 49ers. No. The answer.
Raiders.
No, there you
my
go.
third.
There's 3 teams.
Dolphins.
The perfect season. 1972 Miami Dolphins
Ooh, I said Dolphins as my 4th.
are the only team to go undefeated for an entire season, including the playoffs and the Super Bowl, at 17-0. And the only team that I remember that came right there and close was the New England Patriots. I think they had a perfect season going. I think that was the year that the New York Giants defeated them in the Super Bowl. All right. Okay, so there's a few records on this one here. This is your NHL hockey records. Most goals. Most goals in a season. Who do you think holds that record? Do you know any hockey players? You should know at least one, because it's probably, and if you do,
Wayne
it's
Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky. All right, in his 1,487 games, spanning 20 years, the Great One had 1,963 assists and 894 goals for a total of 2,857 points. Number 2 has almost 1,000 points less. Gretzky holds the record for most goals in one season as well, with 92 in the 81-82 season. And he is also number 2 in that record with 87 in the 83-84 season. Next question. Michael Jordan. What is his NBA Finals record? So he's been
Like
in
points or games.
he's been in 6 NBA Finals. How many of those did he win?
5.
All 6.
I was gonna say all 6 too, but I felt like that was a trick question.
Michael Jordan is a perfect 6 for 6 in the NBA Finals. And the most interesting thing about that is there 2 three-peats. He won the NBA Finals 3 times in a row with the Chicago Bulls and then did it again. All right. Who has the most major golf titles?
Woods.
No.
That's the only one I
He
know.
does not. Jack Nicklaus.
Oh. I thought you were going to say Jack Nicholson. I
Yeah.
was like, whoa.
Jack
He's a golfer?
Nicklaus won 18, including the most Masters wins with 6, 5 PGA Tour championships, tied for first, and 4 U.S. Opens, also tied for first. Jack Nicklaus is still the winningest in terms
Then
of
how come,
in
like,
terms of
everybody
major
knows
golf
of,
titles.
like, Tiger Woods?
So Tiger, I think Tiger is
Like, I never heard that name before.
so
The Nicholas Cage one or whatever his name.
Jack
Jack
Nicklaus.
Nicholson. Or Nichols.
Nicholas.
Okay, whatever.
Jack Nicklaus. All right, so there's a reason for that. Number 1 is Jack Nicklaus played at a time when I think golf was still primarily for upper class white people.
Oh, yeah, I was so far from that.
Okay. And a lot of people give Tiger credit, which he absolutely 100% deserves. He does deserve credit for what he did for the game of golf. There is one forgotten piece of history when it comes to golf that started the process of kind of making it acceptable for the lower class people out there. And that was, and this is not a joke, this is real. That is Happy Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Gilmore came before the time of Tiger Woods, when hitting a ball as far as Happy did was a very, very rare thing. You only saw guys doing that at you see long drive competitions. But guys that could hit the ball really far, like Happy did in the movie, usually sucked at every other aspect of the game. They were only good at hitting the ball really far. And then Tiger Woods came in at the right place, right time. Not only could Tiger crush the ball, but every other facet of his game was on point. And I think had he stayed on point and had he not been distracted by all of the things that happened to him that he's completely at fault for, I think he would have the record at this point. But Tiger also was a double-edged sword because he came in and was so dominant and added so much popularity to the game of golf, which I actually have on the very next thing here, which is the most watched round of golf in history, was Tiger Woods at Augusta in 1997. 44 million people tuned in to watch Tiger play at Augusta. That's unheard of in golf. Absolutely unheard of. And because of that, I believe that increased the amount of competition that Tiger saw, because now golf felt like it was open to everybody. You had people of all races, creeds, colors. Everybody was jumping in and playing golf, and Tiger played a massive role in that. So Jack Nicklaus is still the most, has the most major golf titles, which you would kind of mean, yeah, that would have to put him at the top of the list for a lot of people. But Tiger was definitely the most. Nobody else had their own video games in golf. There wasn't a Jack Nicklaus. I don't think so anyway. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But I don't remember anybody having a video game from golf. Apart from, Mario. But real golfers. All right. Who has the most Major League Baseball MVP awards? And how many?
Barry Bonds. That's like the only one I know.
Well, I had to sneak him in somewhere. So, yes.
You already did. There was another one.
No.
Oh.
You just guessed Barry and you were wrong.
Oh.
But yes, it is Barry Bonds. How many MVP awards did he win?
You said 3, didn't you?
Nope.
I thought you just said who has the record.
I said
for
who
3.
has the most Major League Baseball MVP awards.
11.
7.
Oh.
He won 7 during his career with the Pittsburgh Pirates and the San Francisco Giants. All right, I'm not going to ask you to guess how many consecutive games were played.
57.
But
That's
there is a record that I believe, again, will never be broken. And I think I'm safe to say that. I think I can take this to my grave.
132.
The most consecutive games played. Do you have any clue who it might be?
Oh.
And no, you're way off on the total.
Who? The fish one. The fish dude. I don't know. His last name is a fish.
Tim Salmon?
No.
Trout?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Cal Ripken Jr. of the Baltimore Orioles played in 2,632 consecutive games. That's 500 more than number 2, Lou Gehrig. From May 30th, 1982 until September 19th, 1998. Now, I know a lot of people right now are going to be like, that's so. He only plays during the season, and there is an off season, by the way. Sure. But you know how hard it is to play 162 games a year without injury, without getting tired, needing a day off? He did that from 82 to 98. Teachers have the summer off. You know how many teachers work every day during the school year without a day off? Cal Ripken's record will never be broken. Ever. And I'm taking that, like I said, I'm taking that to my grave. All right. That's it for my records. Now we're going to get back into fun facts in the last hour of the show. We're going to close out the show with stories. What?
Nothing. My knee is hurting.
All right. Lobsters are not immortal,
Did somebody think that they were?
but they do have the ability to repair their cells with an enzyme that keeps their DNA replicating indefinitely.
I don't know. That just made it sound like that was like common knowledge that lobsters were immortal. And I'm
No,
like,
I don't. That's why I paused. I was trying. I did it for effect.
oh.
But essentially, lobsters have a healing factor. The lobsters are the real life Wolverine and Deadpool's, because they can heal themselves through this enzyme that replicates their DNA. All right, giraffes.
Oh, I think this is my fun fact I didn't read.
Their tongues
Nope. Mine had to do with the bones.
are blue-black.
Yes.
And are about 20 inches long and used to grasp branches and remove leaves. I mean, when you don't have hands, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Mine was about like the neck bones.
I like how you're like K. Like,
yeah.
my wife, just so you guys know, if you haven't
Sorry.
figured it out, when my wife says K like that, it's like I've been waiting for you to shut up so I can talk.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well, it's better than just talking.
I didn't know. I knew
over
their
me.
tongues were really long.
Okay,
but-
what's your giraffe?
Oh no, the
fun
one was
fact?
like something about their neck bones. They have the same amount of bones as human neck.
Well, their
bones.
neck bones are connected
But
to their.
All mammals do. But it's weird because you would think a giraffe would have more because
Well,
its
they
neck
just
is so
spread
tall.
out more.
I guess.
I mean,
know.
you
I
would,
have to go back.
it
and
would
look at the
make
fact,
sense
but-
considering how they can bend the darn thing.
Yeah.
If they had them spread out the way ours are, they would have very limited range of motion. Because think about how far you can move your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Like a giraffe can look behind them. We can't.
Yeah.
We can barely get our head to our shoulder. You can look straight up. A giraffe can literally look, put its head backwards and look back. Like, it's crazy. So, makes sense. Makes sense. All right.
Giraffes are trippy animals.
Pineapples are naturally savory. And it's only by adding salt
Yep.
do they trigger a chemical reaction that makes them taste sweeter by suppressing their bitter compounds. How dare you know that?
No, but I did know that. Like, so they like when you get canned pineapples
Yeah.
or whatever, there's actually they already put salt in it and everything. That's why we all think pineapples are like sweet.
Oh.
But I mean, if you buy like a real pineapple, it still is kind of sweet. But yeah, if you add salt to it, it makes it like 100% sweeter.
All right.
It's weird.
The Great Wall
Of China
of China
is a
is
great
not
wall.
a single continuous wall,
Oh, I heard that a while ago, and I wasn't sure if that was true. Okay, so tell me.
but rather a collection of many walls and fortifications built over centuries. So it's like one group built their wall, another group built their wall, and combined they make up the Great Wall. Octopuses have 3 hearts, according to Universal.
That is true. I've
Yes,
known
it
that for a while.
is.
And if somebody or something, another creature is bothering him, have you seen that punching octopus?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Have
I
you?
love that one where he's just like sitting there, just chilling, and a fish swims by him, and he just bam, pops.
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Did
great.
you know
They have attitude.
that a squid, when it turns white, it means it's dead?
Huh.
I saw that just the other
I
day.
don't know, but I've seen them. Like I've seen people fish them out of water still alive, and they're like a white color, like an
Well,
opalish.
part of them, then it may just be part of it, because if that part of them is dead or dying, then it turns
I don't know.
white.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
research that. I don't.
I mean, I don't know.
trust you.
I
I'm
mean,
just kidding.
I might not trust it either. I saw it on TikTok, or not TikTok, on Twitter, so who knows. All right. France and Brazil once waged a war over the immortal lobster. And why, you might ask?
Because they wanted to be immortal.
It's a good question, Kim.
It has nothing to do with the lobster, I bet.
Kimberly, it's such a great question you asked me right now.
Mm-hmm. I know,
Brazil
I'm full of
claimed
them.
that the lobsters were a territorial resource, while France claimed they were a swimming fish.
And they got into a war over that?
Yes.
That's stupid.
So when you think that,
Although it doesn't surprise me anymore the way people
well,
fight
this
over
isn't current. This
stupid
isn't.
things.
This isn't like a recent war.
But, France isn't wrong. I mean, it is. It's a water thing.
Well,
it's a
I
water
mean,
creature.
neither one of them are really wrong.
Yeah.
Like I think like.
And they are kind of territorial, I think.
Yeah.
They do protect their
But I
little
think
areas.
what Brazil was trying to do was protect the lobster in their, so that they could be like, no, they're ours. They're in our waters, and we need them. And this might have been before the lobster was looked at as a delicacy, right? All right, where am I here? Yes, there are roughly 13 times more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way galaxy.
How do you know? How do they count the stars?
1,
Let me count
2,
the waves.
3, 4. There's a guy out in
No,
the
I
field.
just mean because they're. Well, I guess they are only picking the one galaxy. So I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
it's not
like,
the universe.
Yeah, so I guess like if you were able to take a picture, or like an accurate, like really, like clear, digitally enhanced picture to see all the
Yeah,
stars. I mean, you could essentially just lay that out.
I
and count
honestly
every
don't know
single
how
one.
you can verify that. I don't know.
You would probably
Somebody
just have
probably
to pick,
can, but
You'd probably just have to pick like just a random plot of land, count the amount of trees on it, and then count all of the land space and find the average that way, and then also
Yeah,
take
I
into
don't know.
consideration forests.
I just know that
I
that
don't
was
know.
in multiple studies that I did gave me the same figure, and so I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like that's probably lessening though with the amount of stuff that they're cutting down and clearing just to build more apartments that we
Yeah.
don't need. Did you know though? Real quick, speaking of apartments, there are more like places to live like that are available than the amount of people, which means
yeah.
we could house every single person and never have a homeless problem,
Which
and
is-
still have more.
Which is why I don't like. I hate the way that these apartment people are pricing apartments. They're
Mhm.
not going off of what it's like. Let's say they pay X amount for the land and for you, and then you work in
Yeah.
how much it costs to run your apartment complex. Then you price out your apartments accordingly. They don't do that. They go, the guy across the street is charging $3,000, and then they, for whatever reason, add on top of that, and they go, well, I'm going to charge $3,100
Yeah.
because it makes it look like your apartments are better. If it's more,
funny though too is like our particular one. I like that was their excuse. Well, we're raising the rent because of our competitors. So just so you guys know, we live in a community owned by the Irvine Company, and everywhere within a 50-mile radius is owned by the Irvine Company. So I questioned them. I'm like, you guys are your own competitors.
Right.
Like, that doesn't make sense. They're like, oh yeah, about 4 blocks down the road. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's you too. Like, there's,
I don't
you're in
understand.
competition with yourself. You need to knock it up.
Well, but usually when there's competition,
Yeah.
it makes prices go down. The
Yeah, I
more
don't know
competition, there's more. And so when you're surrounded by apartments everywhere, you'd think the opposite would happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we live in a community here it's not a bad one, but
It's not the greatest.
no,
but it's not a bad one.
here's the deal. You have apartments that we've seen sit open and available for months and months and months.
Even years.
Yeah.
There's some here. So, like, we have the buildings. So, like, our little area is 4 buildings, and each building has 4 units.
Yeah.
And then, but I mean, it's a huge complex, but just like our little surrounding one. And there is at least, and there's hundreds of them. I mean, this sucker is like 3 miles. 3 miles around is how big this
Yeah.
place is. Hundreds of units, not or of like little
Okay,
buildings.
I need to get back
But
to
whatever.
mine, so hurry.
There is at least one in every single 4 building that's empty at all times. It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
All right. The human heart
Mm-hmm.
is powerful enough to shoot blood how many feet in the air?
32.
30.
Oh.
So you're
I do
you're
remember
pretty
hearing
close.
something about it, and it was like in the 30s.
Like, that's crazy.
Mhm.
That's insane.
That's why when you see in movies, they you cut shoots out.
All right.
They're trying to be accurate.
Yeah. So a hippo's jaw
Mm-hmm.
can open wide enough to fit what?
Wide enough? Well, I know it can fit a human. Great white shark. I don't know.
According to this, you can fit a sports car.
Huh.
That's a big hippo.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big hippo.
Well, but it says, open it wide enough. Doesn't mean that it can swallow. It just means it can fit in it. It can open
Right.
its mouth wide enough to fit it
Yeah.
in its mouth.
How long would it take you to fall to the Earth from the North Pole to the Earth's core? It's quite the drop.
I don't know, like 2 years.
19 minutes.
Oh.
2 years is a very long
Well,
time.
I was actually thinking.
You think the Earth's much bigger than it is?
No. I was actually. I don't know why. Man, I am tired. My brain went to like including all of the soil and ground in it. Like you would have to fall a huge force.
You're digging there.
Like
not falling,
not-
you're digging.
So we
your
have to
way.
pretend like just like the distance, like there's nothing in between. It's just an
Yes.
empty space. Okay.
Yes.
Then I would have probably said
That's
like
why I said fall.
I would have probably said like a half hour. To be
I'm
honest. So I
surprised
would
you're
have still
like.
been wrong.
I'm surprised your answer wasn't a trick question. You
No,
can't.
I'm
fall.
sitting here. So I immediately went to like if you were in space and fell, how long it would take you to like once you hit the Earth to actually crumble through all of that. Like like if you were digging through it
Wow.
almost.
All right.
I need sleep.
Yeah.
I need food. I need Outback. That's what I
So
need.
every 4 minutes and 13 seconds, enough wool is produced to make a jumper for what?
A jumper. So it'd have to be like a person.
A jumper the size of a person-looking thing. What's
Statue of Liberty.
Yes.
Oh yeah, really?
Every 4 minutes and 13 seconds, you could make a wool jumper for the Statue of Liberty.
Nice. Now this one of them I knew, one of them I heard, and I thought it was a myth. But Universal says, one of the binding elements in the Great Wall of China is rice, which is
Right.
not surprising. I heard that, but I wasn't sure if it was true. Do you ever think, like, wouldn't that start accumulating like a lot of bugs and rats and stuff?
Well, it's
And then-
it's one of the elements. It's not the binding element. It's
And
one
then
of.
I knew this one, that ketchup was once used as a
Yes.
medicine. Did you also know that if you have any coins, like pennies, copper, any kind of copper, doesn't matter what, it could be pennies or silverware or whatever, and you put ketchup on it and let it sit until it starts to dry and then just wash it off and they'll be back to all shiny and brand new. Like, so your pennies won't be brown, they'll be actual copper.
Nice.
Like they get all nice and shiny. We did that as kids. We'd put them on our pennies.
Now, I think this is also needs to have an asterisk next to it because it's not always true.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, no, it technically is true, but there's all these different things like, but you'll see why I'm saying this. If you live to be 80, oh wait, no, sorry. I skipped ahead. 6 generations back, you have 64 great grandparents.
Okay.
The reason why I said it should be an asterisk is, but I was thinking like because grandparents, like you have absent fathers, you have this.
I think it's talking about genetically, though.
Right.
Like, you might not have
Everyone
them
has
in
a
your
mother
life,
and a
or they
father.
might have died or whatever, but you're genetically tied to living or...
Even if you do
Not
in
or
vitro
present or not.
fertilization, a man was involved in the
Yeah.
process, right? You didn't spontaneously, just show up one day. So yes, you do have 64 great grandparents, and it that obviously again, like I said, it doesn't include step great grandparents.
Well, in my family, I probably have more.
But there was a thing where
just knowing my family, there's probably more.
There-
There's some way where they found a way for it to be more.
there was a thing that I read that was really kind of like disturbing for someone like me, where maybe you want to be remembered, you want to do something important with your life, that unless you do something that stands out that's going to last like the test of time, like unless you're an Abraham Lincoln or unless you're Jesus, you're not going to be remembered for more than 2 or 3 generations in your own family. Like, try to think back, and you might know some little details about your great-grandparents and nothing about anyone before them. Unless, like I said, they did something important. If they were a major inventor, if they were a major politician, if they were a famous actor. So once at a certain point, even your own family will not remember anything about you. That's crazy. Now, I think in our society today, that might be extended a little bit with digital technology. And the fact that we now pictures don't just fade and look all crappy in your photo album after 20 years. You can literally save documents digitally for as long as the device or whatever, as long as the cloud is available, that will be there. So that might change a little bit to where we can start telling people, longer down through the generations about the family.
I feel like even without that I would be remembered for probably longer than the average person, only because I would be a joke. That would be, why do I have to learn geography? Do you want to be like your great 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 great
Right.
grandmother that
I
didn't
can see
even
that.
know? She had to tell you a bird was flying over her head to tell you where she was at.
In 300 years, they'll still make a joke that there's sky above
Above the cloud.
All right. We got more to get through. In a group of 23 people, all right, there's more than a 50% chance that 2 of them share a birthday. In a group of 57 people, it's a 99.01% chance that 2 people will share a birthday. And in a group of 70 people, it's 99.92. So it's almost a certainty after 7 people that 2 will share a birthday.
70.
That's what I said.
7. Oh, I
I
think
said 70. That's still that's weird to think because there's
so
360, 360 what, 5?
364? 365. I don't know. I forget.
Yeah, whatever. There's a
There's
lot.
a lot. There's over 300 days in a year.
But in
365.
that, there's that. But then you also think there's 8 billion people on the planet. So a lot of people share birthdays.
And I think the year is actually 364.75 days because of the leap year, something like that. Or 25.
If
days.
you live to be 84 years old, how many years have you spent roughly sleeping?
I don't know. I kind of want to do an 84-year-old nap right now.
28 years.
Ah, dang it. I was going to say it's got to be at least
It's
at
like a
least
third
a
of your
third.
life.
Yeah, it's got to be at least
Yeah.
a third. Because
right.
because if you think about it, 24 hours in a day, and they're saying the average, I mean, if you're basing that off of 8 hours a day, but mine's more like 5 hours. I sleep 5 or 6 hours.
Identical twins do not have the same
Heard
fingerprints.
that. Mhm.
Right.
Nobody does.
No.
And that
you're a snowflake.
Your toe prints are different than your fingerprints too. So toe prints can be unique.
I don't.
I'm just letting you, but they don't fingerprint your toes.
No.
So, but
Well,
yeah.
because they're toes. You'd be
Yeah.
toe printed.
Yeah.
You can't fingerprint
No,
your
I just
toes.
meant
You
they
toe
don't.
print
I
them.
know, but they don't do that. For records, it's only their fit. But I feel like
Right.
they should because
And you can double
the
up on
crime
it.
stuff that I watch and stuff, they've actually gotten smart. Some of them are pretty smart and they take off their shoes and everything because they can identify shoes.
Right.
but not toe prints.
Well, I mean, they do footprints
Yeah, when you're
born.
Yeah.
An analogy of the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. How many days is 1 million seconds?
Hang on.
Don't think too long. We only have another hour and 20 minutes.
It's over. It's a few years. It's over.
1 million seconds is 12 days.
No, it's not.
Yep.
Oh, you know why? I was thinking that song 500, but that's minutes.
Right.
That's minutes in a year.
A billion.
So I was thinking, 500, that's got to be like 12.
A billion seconds is 31 years.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's an analogy of the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire.
12 days and 31 years.
If there are only 26 episodes of the original Scooby-Doo, which is insane.
Yeah, because I feel like there was like 500 and something thousand mysteries.
Like
they solved.
I swear, as a kid, I never saw the same.
I never did
episode twice.
I never, as a kid. I mean, obviously now, if you watch it now, But yeah, I never, as a kid, I don't remember seeing.
Your brain is constantly eating itself. Well,
I've
that
heard
makes
that.
sense. That would explain why I'm getting so brain dead every show.
Did you know your nose never stops growing?
Yeah, or your ears.
Or your ears, yeah.
Allodoxaphobia is a common thing now, I think. It's the fear of other people's opinions.
Yes. And I think that is actually a newer terminology, a newer word. I don't think that's something like that's been around as long as arachnophobia.
Right. Australia, mate, is wider
Than the moon.
Yep. The ancient Romans used to drop a piece of toast into their wine for good health. Hence, why we raise a toast.
Raise a toast. That makes sense.
Like, I want to know how that started. I wonder if somebody was caught dipping their bread into their wine, and someone's like, "What are you doing?"
Again, another drinking story.
They were like,
how
"What are
stuff
you?
starts.
What are you doing?" Prometheus, what are you doing? I am wishing thou good health by putting toast in my wine. Oh.
Well, it could also go back to like the biblical days of the wine and bread that was shared. So they did that thinking it was good health. I don't know. I'm tired. My brain is shutting down.
Nutmeg.
Aphrodisiac.
No. Hallucinogen. It contains myristicin, a natural compound that has mind-altering effects if digested in large doses, which is around 5 grams, is a large dose. Now, we are not in any way, shape, or form encouraging our Sims Nation, or anyone else for that matter, to try this. Do not.
It's sad we have to say
because there is so much more that can go wrong. I looked it up.
Oh yeah.
I literally looked it up because my
It's
first
the same
thought
with,
was
like, cinnamon. Like you can actually die from doing that cinnamon challenge. And
like
stuff. It
when
dries
I
you out.
read this, my first thought was, okay, how much? Like, can we test this and see? And yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Universe says the worst belly and base of tail. Touch there, and you're more likely to annoy them than bond with them.
That maybe animals, cats and dogs.
Oh. Maybe cats. I know that a lot of cats don't like having their belly rubbed. But Felix, our cat before
He used
Diamond,
to.
he loved having his tummy rubbed.
I think it's kind of like a general, like cats have a fear of water Like that's a general thing. Majority of them do, but they are those ones that
Right.
love it.
Well,
They'll jump in the water.
And then diamond, the base of the tail, which is basically their butt. I mean, unless you're talking about near the butt hole, which I'm not going anywhere near there. But if you scratch a cat on their, unless like not the tip of their tail, that's different. But the base is like their butt. Diamond loves that, and we know when Diamond loves something because she starts to nibble.
Oh yeah, she's a violent lover.
Yeah, she nibbles on you.
If she likes you, she will bite you.
Yeah,
But not like a mean
it doesn't
bite.
hurt.
Like she will, like if you're petting her
She
and
licks.
she's resting, yeah, she licks and she'll just grab onto you.
Yeah.
And then she'll just kind of like stay that way. But she'll be purring and her eyes will be like half shut. Yeah. She was abandoned. She was a street kitty for a little while. So it explains a lot.
All right. One person holds the record for most Academy Awards with 26 and was nominated 59 times. Who is it?
Johnny Depp.
It's not an actor.
Oh, you said an actor.
I said is person. That's not actor. It could be anybody. Is person. Actors only get
Okay,
nominated
I'm
for
sticking with
acting.
Johnny Depp. I don't know.
It's Walt Disney.
Oh, all right.
Because he makes these movies. He's a producer on these things. So he
Credit.
gets credit for every Disney movie made while he was living. And maybe a couple after. So 59 nominations, 26 awards. Mount Everest isn't the tallest mountain on Earth. And that is because if you're measuring... So Everest is the tallest point on Earth.
Yeah. I remember
It is
you and I talked about this
It
once.
is the highest point on Earth, but the tallest from the base to the tip is not, because a lot of mountains are under sea level.
Yeah.
So, yes, that is true.
And I did know about the sun. I heard about that.
Which
Oh,
one?
that's the comment above that one. The sun makes a sound that we can't hear.
Oh. Well, you would imagine the sun would have to with
It's
the amount of
constant-
energy
yeah.
it's putting out.
And the raw ingredients of human body would cost over $116,000. I feel like it would have been more. Like we can get life
my
insurance
body's worth
for
more
millions.
than that. My body's worth more than that.
Like I just feel like because you can get life insurance for so much
So
more than that.
again, something very common nowadays. There is a word for someone who voices an uneducated opinion or an opinion about something they know nothing about.
Idios.
There are so many people that are guilty of this.
Idiosity.
And a lot of people accuse me of being guilty of this whenever I give my opinion on something I've actually seen. An ultra crepidarian is someone who voices thoughts beyond their expertise. So if you don't watch professional wrestling and you talk out of your butt about why professional wrestling is bad or stupid, go to hell and don't talk to me
Hey,
anymore.
be nice.
I am being nice.
That's not being nice.
It is being nice.
Telling people to go to hell is not
Okay,
nice.
I'm sorry. My apologies. Go to Nebraska.
There you go. That's better.
Okay.
That's nicer.
That's
at least.
nicer. That's nicer.
It's a nicer.
I didn't say.
It's a nicer
I didn't say
sentence.
Detroit. All right. Japan has over 200 flavors of Kit Kats
Oh yeah, There's I didn't know it was that many, but there's a lot I've seen.
created for different
It's crazy.
regions, cities, and seasons. Some decent sounding, like banana,
Yeah.
blueberry
That's
cheesecake,
Okay.
and Oreo ice cream.
And they have like orange and tangerine
Some
and
not
white
so
chocolate.
decent sounding are baked potato,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
melon and cheese, wasabi,
I think there's an apple one or something
and
like that.
vegetable juice.
Ew.
The fact
The
that you
wasabi
put
one I knew about.
calling it vegetable juice is just wrong.
Yeah, the wasabi one I knew about, and I don't know why, but that triggered a weird fact in my head.
But I'm almost done.
That's unrelated.
I'm almost done. We got 10 more minutes to my hour, and then you get the last hour with
I don't
your
want
stories.
the full hour, though.
Well, you just take as long as you want, or whatever time you want. As long as we're done by 10, no problem. Here we go. After a successful marketing campaign in Japan, what fast food restaurant is now the meal of choice on Christmas Day?
KFC.
Yes. I find that hilarious.
I love it.
I mean,
Chinese food is becoming popular in the
that's-
U.S. to do for Christmas.
like,
do
I don't
Chinese
care
takeout.
what holiday it is. Bring on the KFC, man. Only 10% of the population is left-handed. And of that, men are more likely to be left-handed than women. So if you are a left-handed female, you are a true oddity, which would be my sister, who is a left-handed female. All right.
Well, we kind of gathered she's female when you said sister. So
I know. Just making that clear. All right, here we go. Baby Shark
Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby
has
shark.
been viewed on YouTube over 14.66 billion times. I can't get 50 people to watch any of my shows on a regular basis, and that stupid song has been viewed almost 15 billion times.
You know that's like whatever 31 times 15 is in years.
Our solar system has a wall.
Oh, yeah. I saw
Most
that. I mean, I don't know that. I just meant, oh, yeah, I saw his comment.
Most
Sorry.
maps of the world are wrong. Yes, the sizes are very wrong.
yeah.
The continents and everything, the way that they're shaped and everything, they're done to fit whatever the map is or whatever. And a lot of maps were made before we had actual views, aerial views of these things. So they did their best, but they stayed with a lot of them.
Yeah, which is weird. You'd think they would update like a lot more of them.
Yeah. But yeah, the sizes are very much kind of wrong on a lot of them. All right. I got two more. Japan has a vending machine for every 40 people. So if you have 40 million people, you have 1 million vending machines. Now, I thought about that for a minute. And at first I was like, wow, that's a lot of vending machines. And then I'm sitting there thinking, there's vending machines everywhere I go.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere. Every gas station just about has them.
Vending machines?
Like outside. Like not the ones that have like the little stores, but like if
Right.
you go to a gas station, like a ton of them where it's just you pull up and you pay for the gas. A ton of them have
Oh.
vending machines on the outside.
But like
all like office buildings.
Yeah,
and
offices all have
schools.
them,
Some
schools
parks
have
even
them.
do too.
Yep.
Shoot, we have them here. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Over by we have a pool, and they're by the pool.
Yeah,
There's
we got the drink
vending
machine.
machines.
Yeah. Football teams wearing red
Kits. Maybe meant
Oh.
kicks.
red play better. Well, that would make sense because red's awesome. All right, my last one. Wind is silent.
Yeah.
What
And
we
it's
hear
invisible.
What we hear is the wind blowing against an
Yeah.
object.
And you only you don't see wind. You just see the
Right.
object
You see the
moving
things
because of
moving.
it.
Right.
Crazy.
It's like it's paranormal the way
It's
that wind
wild.
works.
Super
We should
wild.
take video.
I
of
swear it
wind.
never stops. Like I swear, like so when we hit windy season, it just means it's went all the way around the globe and came back to us. That's why, like, you can map out like Santa Ana winds come at the same time every.
The
you know,
conspiracy
year. So it
theories
just
of
goes
Kimberly Sims.
No, it's not a
We
conspiracy.
should we could do
theory.
a whole show on things that you like your theories on things.
The things that I thought I knew but don't
Kim's-
really know because my family passed down random, not true
Dun-dun-dun.
stuff.
It's Kim's Theories here on Positively
I told
Pat
you we could
Sims
do
Show.
we
Kim's
could do like
Theories.
we could do an entire God knows how many shows on just my family alone, and my family dynamic.
Well, it would take us a whole show to get through them.
That's what I
Because
mean.
we
Like
keep finding more.
it would just well, as I said, it would be multiple shows. I could do like a whole 100-part series, my family, and still have more to do after that. Because by the time we were like making those, more would appear.
It's crazy. All right, guys, perfect timing. We're going to take our last little musical interlude here. And don't forget, guys, coming up later today at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. right here exclusively on YouTube is going to be our next Honest Review. And we're starting a 9-week series where we're going to do every Skywalker episode of Star Wars. So starting today with Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, going into Episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from there. And we'll look into the spin-off stuff another time. But for right now, a 9-week Star Wars series of honest reviews. So this next song we're going to play is the only new song. It's one that we're going to be working on for the new album. And I'm very happy with it. There was a song I wrote about a year or so ago called Fresh Start, and I wasn't overly happy with it. Like I needed a song for a show, and I was like, okay, yeah. I liked the story around it, and my lyrics were okay. The music was okay. So I went in and I redid the song. I'm much happier with the lyrics and the music now. So, and the song is now called New Dawn Rising. So I hope you enjoy it, guys. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. This is the Positively Pat Sims Show, only on WANT and live streaming on YouTube. We'll see you in a few.
The wind bites hard through the holes in her coat. The kids are asleep, she's holding their hope. Cardboard dreams, a life barely afloat, but she whispers to the stars, someday we'll leave these scars. New dawn rising, she can feel it near. Through the darkness, light will appear. Hold on tight, her little one so dear. New dawn rising, she'll find it here. Hands are cracked, her spirit worn, but every step feels like reborn. A phoenix rising from the storm. She hums a song she used to know, planting seeds in winter snow. New dawn rising, she can feel it near. Through the darkness, light will appear. Hold on tight, her little one so dear. New dawn rising, she'll find it here. New dawn rising, she can feel it near. Through the darkness, light will appear. Hold on tight, her little one so dear. New dawn rising, she'll find it here. New dawn rising, she knows it's near. Through the darkness, light will appear. Hold on tight, her little one so dear. New dawn rising, she'll find it here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sims Nation, welcome back to the Positively Pat Sims Show right here on WANT and live streaming on YouTube. Great to have you here. We got a lot going on in the live chat, and I want to get through a lot of it really quickly here before we jump into my wife's Believe It or Not stories. And your signature can reveal personality traits. I think we both knew that one. I've known that for a long time. So I don't know what that says about me. I have two different signatures, by the way. I have my check signing signature, which is fast, just to get it over with. And then I have my Positively Pat Sims signature. So there are two different signatures. So if you think you can copy my Positively Pat Sims one and all of a sudden you can cash checks for me, nope, not going to happen. 1 in 18 people have a third nipple. There's no such thing as a straight line. And then he asks if I saw the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. Yes, I did. Did I enjoy it? I thought it was okay. I think it looks decent. I think it looks pretty good in terms of the way it looks, because it looks like the show. I'm not sold that this is something that needed a full-length feature film, I guess. Like, is this something that I'm going to want to pay to go see in theaters? That I'm not convinced at yet. What makes this better than anything I've seen on Disney Plus? Right? And that's kind of the problem with movies in general, is this worth spending your hard-earned money, because you have to see this on a big screen and in the theater, right? And recently we've seen we saw Fantastic Four in the theater. We saw Deadpool and Wolverine in the theater. Those were ones we felt like we needed to go there. I like anything big, like monster movies, like Godzilla X Kong and New Empire. That was like, I got to see that in the theater. I got to. I hated that Godzilla vs. Kong wasn't widely released in theaters at the time, because that, to me, was definitely movie theater worthy. But like something like The Long Walk, I want it to do well. I want it to be successful. My son loves it, but it's just not a movie I need to get to theaters for, because a lot of us turn our homes into home theaters. And with our internet that we have now, everything has its ups and downs. But the internet we have now is not as fast as our Cox internet. But goodness, it's so nice to not have that Bluetooth interference that we were getting from Cox that was affecting our sound system. So now we hear every little detail in every speaker with Dolby Atmos surround sound. So it's incredible. All right. You can be heavily pregnant and not realize it, which blows my mind. How do you not know that?
I refuse to believe that.
I mean, I would think you would have to be already morbidly obese to not know it. It's the only way I think that's possible.
I refuse to believe that.
Because
Just coming from
you've been pregnant twice.
Oh, and I knew pretty instant. Well, I mean, it took me a little bit, but I mean, man, I remember there was one day where I woke up and I go, you know what? This keeps happening every day the last like couple of weeks. I think I better go get pregnancy.
Right.
I think I better go to the doctors and do a pregnancy test. Like, I mean, you know, when with Seth, the very first, you know, our very first one, when I went to the doctors or whatever and did my first checkup.
Yeah.
And did my first like blood work of pregnancy or whatever, I was 9 weeks. And I was feeling it for like a couple of weeks before I was like, okay, there's
Right.
something. I'm pregnant. I have to be.
Right.
But I mean, even then, like 9 weeks with Owen, I knew right away. And I was telling you guys for months and you guys argued it. I mean, but to be fair, all of my tests were coming back negative. I kept having false negatives left and right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was pregnant for a long time with Owen, but I knew that, but you guys didn't. I kept telling you, I am.
My wife's
There's no
having
way I'm not.
earthquakes again.
Sorry.
Uh,
But yeah, I just find that hard to believe that you could like go an entire pregnancy without knowing that you
Yeah.
were pregnant.
Like,
I get
you
for a
gotta be
little
big.
bit. I get for a little bit, you know, but I mean, yeah,
and you notice though, whenever you've heard of that, it always is. It's a big league.
it's always, yeah. 'Cause, I mean,
Bacteria.
you feel stuff, especially in your last term. Like they're moving around. Oh,
Bacteria on your skin causes your itches.
mm-hmm.
Unless you're like me, and I have numerous bites on my hands,
Oh, yeah.
on my knuckles, in between.
Well,
I've
I
got
think
about.
bites are different. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just,
but
I
I've
think
got.
he means.
No, I know, I get it. But I've got like 4 or 5 bites on each hand.
I think just maybe in general, like
Yeah, no, I
without
get it.
having any bites or having any.
I just
scrapes.
was trying to find a way to sneak in that I've been bitten like a dozen times
Poor thing.
recently.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it's horrible. And I was at rehearsal, like I'm holding the mic with one hand and scratching, and then I'd switch hands just so that I could scratch, because they're all right up here on the knuckle area. And finally, polar bears aren't actually white.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, underneath all their white fur, polar bears actually
their
have
skin.
jet black skin.
It's same with like
They
zebras.
bleach.
Like zebras are their skin. I think is actually
Well, their skin is striped.
striped. Yeah.
Yeah. Same with, I think tigers are the same way, but polar bears, they bleach.
There's another animal though that has like complete opposite color of fur than their skin. I can't remember what it is.
Yep. Me.
It'll come to me. Don't
Me.
remember.
My fur is red and gray with pale white skin underneath. All right, my dear.
Yeah.
It's your hour. You can take as little of it as you want. I know you're tired, and I know you're probably looking forward to getting ready so that we can go spend some birthday money
Yeah. Well, I'm
or
looking
gift
forward to
card money
resting
on
just a
lunch
little bit
today.
first.
I already know what I'm getting.
I
I'm
don't.
super excited.
I don't. I just know I'm getting steak.
I'm
Because
ready.
it's a steakhouse. You have to get steak at a steakhouse.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
All right. Did you know
No.
that there was a chicken named Mike? So now I'm starting off my story time. Did you also know that he's? Do you know why he was?
I don't
famous?
believe any of this.
Okay.
Says believe it or not on the
Yeah,
title of the
yeah.
show. I don't believe it.
Back in 1945, a chicken destined for the chop survived the farmer's axe and ran around without a head for 2 years. Yeah.
That's the chicken I want to eat.
So the farmer and his new headless chicken, who he then now named Mike, soon left their farm in Fruitia, whatever, Colorado, and hit the road, showcasing the unbelievable sight of walking, breathing headless chicken to all those willing to pay
Wait.
a fee.
How is it breathing? How?
I don't know, but how it dies is even
Are there
more
pictures?
mind-blowing. No, it's from 1945.
There were photos in
Oh.
1945.
Well, I don't know. I could look and see if there's pictures. I didn't look to see if
There's
there's
pictures of my grandma,
But
and she was born in the 1920s.
how it dies is even more it's actually pretty hilarious and more
Okay.
mind blowing. People from
Old age.
across America gawked and stared at Mike while scientists poked and prodded him to try and understand exactly how he was still alive. The answer lays in the positioning of a chicken's brain, which is situated in the back of their heads. So while the farmer chopped off most of Mike's head, much of his brain was left intact.
What?
A blood clot prevented Mike from bleeding to death. So he was able to survive without a head.
Even if the
In
brain's in
the
the
end-
back of the head.
In the end,
Hit by a car.
Mike choked to death. In
I'm so lost.
1947, after mucus became stuck in his throat.
Oh, that's gross.
But I laughed. I was like, did he choked to death? Like, I don't understand.
I don't get any of this.
This
How the
story
heck
is
does
so
a
great.
headless chicken breathe?
I don't know. That story is
and
great. I love that story.
If the brain is in the back of the head and you cut the head off, the head's still off. So how does it have any brain left? Is this farmer so inept he just cut half the head off?
I don't know.
How does it eat?
I don't know. I love that story though. Shh, don't ruin it. It's a great story.
I'm not going to be able to get through my day without
I know,
figuring
I know.
out.
I thought about it too. Like, how
I
got
gotta find pictures. There's got to be pictures of Mike the chicken.
Just look for Mike the headless
There's
chicken.
got to be.
Okay. Did you know that there was a plague that made you dance? It's called the dancing plague.
I have that plague.
It's called the dancing plague of 1518. Strictly fever would grip the nation every winter in the 16th century France. But a dancing plague brought hundreds of people to their feet to dance until they couldn't stand anymore. One of the strangest episodes in European history, the 1518 dancing plague of Strasbourg, saw a spontaneous outbreak of dancing grip the local populace. Up to 400 people danced day and night until they collapsed, with some perhaps dying from exhaustion. Historians debated the reason behind the dancing plague, but the consensus seems to be that it was caused by stress-induced mass hysteria. Let me see. Are you looking for pictures?
I found pictures.
Nice.
I will be sharing them momentarily.
Okay, of the headless chicken?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, let's see. Okay, so these ones, these are stories that people have posted, like on blogs and stuff, of their true, unbelievable stories that have happened to them.
Okay.
So there's one here, The Fierce Fluffy, which reminds me of Pet Sematary. So I'm just kind of, giving it away. Her name is Tamra Baker, says that when she was around 8, her dog followed her dad to wait with her by the school bus. While they were waiting, her dad saw Fluffy get hit by a truck. So he took him and buried him when they went out of town for the weekend. But on Sunday evening, when they got home, Fluffy was standing on the porch. He couldn't believe it and told us, "I buried him on Friday." But it turns out Fluffy had just been knocked out cold, so he rose from the dead and waited for us to come home. So he dug himself up out of the grave.
All right.
Did you find pictures? You're going to
Yes.
share, right?
Are you ready to see?
All right, put it up. Let's see. Not Fluffy. Mike, the headless chicken.
Mike the headless chicken. All right, here we go. I just have to. There it is. There
Wait,
is
I'm waiting
Mike.
for it.
And yes, you're right. And yes, I was right. The guy didn't really cut his head off the way I was thinking.
Yeah.
You can see the head at the foot of Mike. So do you see it on your screen yet?
I'm still reading my dog story.
Yeah, I'm looking at the iPad too to see when it comes up. But it is up. So give it a moment and you'll see it. It's weird. Cuz and it's real. That's the craziest thing, that this is legit. what I'm looking at. So you on WANT, basically what we're looking at is not so much
Oh,
a chicken
yeah.
with a full head cut off. It's literally like half a head. It's like the farmer
So yeah.
cut it
So-
through and up.
So the best way to describe it is chickens can extend their necks in and out
Right.
a lot. So it's like this chicken is descended into its neck. So only literally from right behind the eyes to the beak are visible of what
Right.
he was able to cut off. And so the chicken's neck is kind of like descended back into its body.
Weird. Weird. Yeah, but that's it. That is Mike the Chicken. Just a quick little Google search. And that's not the only picture that I found. That's just probably the best shot that I thought I could share. And yeah, that's it. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right. You want to keep going? What do you got?
I'll keep it going. Some of them I didn't read all the way through, so I apologize if they're really cruddy. I just kind of skimmed because there's a lot. This one is called Haunted Apartment. So it says, it doesn't say who this was posted. Windy F4D8CB74FC. This is their story. I was having lunch with a new coworker, and he was telling me about his apartment and how haunted it was. He didn't tell me where it was, but the haunting sounded familiar, like an apartment I had once lived in. I told him the address, and he turned as white as a sheet. He was living in the same haunted apartment. When I told him a few details only he could know, he freaked out and moved out of that place the next week. So, interesting. I mean, that is kind of like a small world-like thing, like that you work with somebody who lives in the place you used to live in. Oh, this one I remember because I think you and I watched the documentary, not together, but separately on this. So this one is called The Killer Nurse. And this is posted by I'm going to say the name wrong. I'm going to butcher it, but Chari Cupstus Crib. Yeah. My father had a heart attack many years ago, and I showed up to the hospital at 3 a.m. Given the time and the fact that he was in ICU, I initially wasn't allowed in. However, I was finally let in by a nurse who calmed me down and allowed me to see my father. He was so kind to our family throughout my dad's hospital stay. About 6 months later, my paternal grandmother was in the ICU for a medical issue, and again, we were cared for by this same nurse. About a year later, I received a call from my dad telling me to turn on CNN. Turns out the nurse was Charles Cullen, who famously confessed to murdering up to 40 patients.
I don't recall that one. I remember
Wasn't that like Dr. Death, or was that a different guy?
That was an actual doctor who did surgeries, and he was like, he would literally like you would be like decapitated. One guy was, but he survived. But yeah, there was some people that died and everything, but he just kept moving from hospital to hospital. Yeah. The
Unlucky Gent. J49A3A8931. In case you're listening, we're reading your story. A couple of years ago, I was in a flat broke and in a store spending my last couple of bucks on ramen to get me through payday. The lottery happened to be high, so I decided to spend my last $2 on a ticket. This old lady walked up behind me, and since the store was packed, I let her go ahead of me in the line. She purchased one quick pick lottery ticket. I then purchased my lottery ticket and ramen and went home. A couple of days later, I saw her on the news. She was the only winner of the 90 million jackpot. So he let her go in front. If he didn't do that, he would have won.
Well, that's if they both did the random.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's pretty much stating. If I didn't let her in front of me, I would have purchased that ticket.
Yeah, like I said, that only works if it's random. If the person that went in front of him had numbers already chosen, because either way you have to fill out the lotto ticket thing, and so if that person already had no, so there's ways of looking at that and going like, not really, like,
yeah.
I think that's just
I
somebody
mean,
that.
I'm sorry. I was chuckling at the next one because you'll like the next one. But no, I was listening to you.
And also,
but-
like, how does he know?
well, I think if it's just one of those quick, it's just those tickets, that you don't fill anything out.
No, you
for.
have to. You can't just. I mean, I guess you could walk up and say, just give me 2 random drawings on there. I get that. But the other thing is, how did he know that the person in front, did he know who she was?
No, he saw her on the news a couple of days later.
Oh, because it's
so,
that's also very rare that someone that wins that kind of money actually puts their face out. Like, they usually hire, they'll bring people in to
but
do
they
that.
also say where it was bought at, where the winning ticket was bought at.
Yeah,
if
but that could be anybody.
Hey, these are people
No,
saying
I know.
these are true
I'm
stories.
but if they're just because they say it, I'm allowed to kind of think through this a little bit and be like, wait a minute, like, how do you know for sure that's that person? Like, the story just sounds like something like you would have said earlier in the show. You were with a group drinking. Everybody else had a good story. You needed a good story to tell. So that's where that came from. I just don't buy that one.
Okay.
I didn't buy Mike the chicken until I saw it.
I do remember I looked it up a long time ago. Somebody told me about a headless chicken that lived for a long time. Because once I saw that picture, I was like, yeah, I've seen that. But I don't know, like, why.
All
I
right,
don't
give
know.
me another story. Let's see if I buy this one.
The famous French fry thief.
Nope, I don't believe it.
I was eating lunch at Wendy's when Bill Murray sat down at my table, stole a French fry, dipped it into my Frosty, and ate it. He then looked at me and said, "Nobody's going to believe you," and walked away.
I've heard that.
And
there's
this
a lot of
is
stories.
Wes Helgeson. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong and you're listening.
And the truth is, there's a lot of Bill Murray stories that are similar in tone like that. Like, there's a lot of stories of Bill Murray just showing up places and showing up to parties and doing what that he wasn't invited to, but just saw them, walked in because he's Bill Murray. Like, there's a whole documentary about it where they have Bill Murray's face on like Bigfoot, and it's it's about all of these crazy Bill Murray stories. And I have heard that one before, and I don't find them that hard to believe. I find them easier for me to believe Bill Murray would do those kind of things than the lottery one.
All right, this one is called The Divine Intervention.
Okay.
It's a tiny bit longer than the rest. Katrina Crawford wrote this one. My grandfather
Thank you, Katrina.
raised me growing up, and his favorite number was 44. Every day he had me wait with him to watch the clock change to 4:44. His son, my uncle, had died in a car accident, and his football jersey number was 44. Then my grandpa passed away in 2016. The next year was the worst year of my life. I wasn't religious and I didn't usually pray, but in this instance, my car had broken down and I was registering my grandpa's truck at the DMV. In the Notes app on my phone, I asked for a sign that my life would change for a guardian angel. It was the first and only prayer I'd ever written down on my phone. When the lady called me up, she asked what I wanted the license plate to say. So, state of Florida and God we trust, or something else. And I said, in God we trust. She bought me the license plate, and the number was 4444. Immediately started crying, and my life actually did turn around in every respect. And she has a picture of her license plate. So she didn't ask for the number. They just asked what she wanted put at the bottom of it. And so she was just like, just the standard, in God we trust, what it says on the Florida plates. And so when they brought her plates, it was 4444. And she has a picture of it here.
It's her plate is just 4
It's-
4s.
Yeah, so it's 4, because the Florida plates are only like 4 or 5 letters. So it's 444, and then it shows the picture of like the oranges in the middle, like the Florida state and oranges, and then Florida. If you've ever seen the Florida plates, they do.
I thought Florida plates were still the same amount of digits as
I mean, it
everybody
might be.
else.
She has something blocked out over here, but it looks like it's the tags, the registration. But I mean, or she could have like the handicap one, so it's got the handicap
I
symbol.
mean, I'm not denying the story. It's
But
just,
yeah, it was just. I
Huh.
just thought it was kind of neat. The bike accident. This
The
is
bike
by Karen Hathaway Ochu.
thank you for your story, Karen. Thank you for your service.
When I was 9, I broke my arm and hit my head when I fell off my bike, and a boy in the street helped me up. 20 years later, I was meeting up with one of my best friend's friend, and I told the story of that bike accident. Turns out my best friend's friend was the boy who picked me up when I fell, and we're now married. So that's cute. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna.
You don't
Be
have
good.
to risk it. We're
I
almost
know.
9:30.
I know. I
can-
know.
I can just wrap up the show if you need me to. Cause I'm out.
So
I've
this
gone
is
through all my stuff.
this one is okay. This is only like 2 sentences long. The Same Name is what it's called, and it's by Megdon32. I found out that my husband had been born a girl. His parents had planned to name him Megan Elizabeth. That's my name.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me see. There was a couple. I'm going to go to the other site that I had because there is one on there that had to do, I believe, with a wrestler, and I'm trying to find which. Sorry, I thought I had it pulled up, but I guess I don't. Which one I saw it at? I think it's this one. Is it this one? Yeah, because I have like a true story in here about Daryl Hall and John Oates, but we won't do that one.
Hall and Oates.
Yeah. For the longest time, and I think all the way up until probably I read this story, I thought Hall and Oates was one person. I thought his name was Hall and Oates.
No, it's Hall and.
I didn't know that. I thought it was
Oates.
Hall and Oates.
They'll probably never play together.
All right. Andre the Giant's body was flown to the U.S. for cremation because no crematorium in France was big enough.
I've heard that.
Did you know that?
I've
Okay.
heard that.
So that was pretty much it. I
You
don't
could
have
do
to
it-
read
you
the whole
could do
story.
a-
They have a whole like little story below it. Not
You
big.
could do a whole Believe It or Not just on Andre.
Andre. Yeah.
Andre's stories are crazy.
Yeah, he's got
The amount of alcohol he would drink. There's a picture of him holding a can of beer.
yeah, and it's like this
It's his
tiny
hand is
in his
engulfing
hand.
the
It's,
whole
like, little
thing.
tiny. Mhm.
The Big Show. I remember meeting the Big Show, who had the same condition as Andre, and was very, very big. And I remember meeting him, and I shook his hand, and his hands seemed disproportionate. And Andre's same thing. Hands seemed way too big.
Yeah.
Because he didn't squeeze my hand. I think he would have crushed my hand. But his finger came up to my up on my forearm. Like it just engulfed my entire lower arm there. I'm not like a tiny guy or
No.
nothing. I'm an average sized guy. But
I'm
he
gonna
he
just
made
look
me
and
feel
see if there's any more.
he made me feel tiny.
If there's any more. Oh, but it did the creator of the Rubik's Cube, it took them even a month to solve.
Now it's just I think
But
people have realized nowadays there's so many people that can do it because it's all about patterns. You don't even have to
Yeah.
look at the color anymore. People just know that if they do a certain pattern over and over and over, they'll get it
yeah.
done.
So there's this guy. This one is true stories again, and they're very, very short. They're just a couple like sentences.
All right.
But this one is kind of interesting, and only because I work in a world of contracts, so I could totally see this. But it doesn't. They don't give. Maybe somewhere down the end of the page they give who wrote it or whatever. So sorry, whoever's story this is, I'll give you credit. But they have a tech company that's not in the best financial situation. So they had a very big contract awaiting a signature, but it will never get signed. So this is kind of crappy. It will never get signed because the person responsible for the project was one of the 5 casualties from the Titan submarine. What is she doing?
She
Yeah.
won't stop.
But yeah, so it kind of sucks. So they have this contract with this company to make, their company huge, and it will never get signed because one of the
Yeah, no, I get it.
required signers had died. This sounds like something our kids would do. I
right.
can see this happening. This is the whole story. Again, these are all, I don't know who they're from. I probably have to scroll through and find all the credits. But it says, I was hit in the head by a bowling ball on a trampoline. 911 hung up on my cousin because they thought it was a prank.
Well, that's horrible.
I could see though, like Seth and Owen doing some shenanigans, like bringing a
Like,
bowling
I
ball
don't-
to a
like,
trampoline to see how high it would
That's
bounce.
horrible that 911. I don't think they're allowed to do that. I like
know.
even if you
It
are
depends on how long ago it was, though, too.
like even if you are
Nowadays,
legitimate,
they're not. There's a lot of laws and
yeah,
stuff
like,
that's in.
even
but
if you're legitimately pranking them, I don't think they're allowed to just hang up on you. And if you are pranking them, they still send the cops because pranking 911 is against the law.
yeah.
So, like, you had me at that story, and when we got to the 911 part, my
I
brain
think it was
went,
a while ago, though, because these are like a lot of older people that are like posting. So, I mean, it could have been before
Yeah.
those were.
I get it.
But, so I'll do 2 more and then we'll be done.
Okay.
So this one is, I lived in a small, quiet town and my house was in a cul-de-sac. So all the neighbors knew each other and we all got along well. But one night, when I was about 12 years old, I was babysitting my twin brothers. It was bedtime, so we were laying in my mom's bed watching a movie to wind down. Suddenly, they both started whining that they wanted chocolate milk. And I was super annoyed because I just wanted them to go to sleep. So I'm not going to, it's kind of long. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But so she ends up finally caving and walks through the doorway and out of the bedroom to go make chocolate milk. And they hear what she thinks are gunshots. And it sounded like they were coming from the closet, which was about a foot away. She says a foot away from her at that time in the hall. So she called her mom and told her what happened and that she was scared and that they didn't go back into the room until she was home. Once her mom got home, they discovered several bullet holes throughout the bedroom, in the walls, in the closet door, and one in the corner of the TV, like where they were watching on their mom's bed. So they called the police. And turns out that their neighbor had been doing some target practice in his garage and drinking, and his garage wall faced their house. So the bullets entered the mom's bedroom through the wall just a few inches above her bed.
Mm.
So she goes, if those little butt heads hadn't bothered me for chocolate milk, things could have gone very, very bad because they were sitting up along the wall.
That's horrible.
Yeah. And let's see. What was that other one? I got punched in the face by a kangaroo when I was 13.
Good eye. Just another shrimp on the barbie.
There was, oh my gosh, there was one
Just
more I
assuming it was
wanted to
Australian.
do. There was one more I wanted to do. And there was 2, but there was one I really wanted to do, but. Oh, well, this is just kind of like a fun, like little fact, but somebody's sister almost got arrested at the White House because they sat down in line outside to get in. She was 12 years old, but apparently it's illegal to sit down at the White House because it's considered a sit-in protest. But yeah, oh well. I don't want that to be the last one. I wanted to find that one. I'm so sorry. I thought it was like a lot closer here. But okay. So we'll do this one because it is kind of sad, but it has a good ending.
Okay.
So this is story number 11 on the list.
Story number 11, my favorite
and
story.
this occurred in mid-'80s,
All right.
1986.
Good year.
So this person wrote, my parents planned a trip to Disney in Florida.
Good place.
A random man tried to kidnap my half-brother by snatching him and running.
Good plan.
He was tackled, and my brother was safely returned to us, and nothing happened to the guy as he disappeared into the crowd. Fast forward to 1989 in Ohio at a pop-up circus in a field, I was given a chance to go get popcorn. A man dressed as a clown approached me and after several long minutes of small talk, grabbed me. Bystanders saw the ordeal and a random man with exquisite sideburns chased down this man who had thrown me into his pickup truck and gunned it. Mr. Sideburns and another man were able to pull him from the vehicle and stop the truck as it rolled into a parking lot and hit several vehicles. I was fine other than some forehead scrapes from hitting the dash. The clown was not a circus performer or associated with the circus. He was an opportunistic predator. I can't say that either of these events were the worst part of my childhood. I hate clowns. So both him and his brother, 2 separate times, were kidnapped, which is bizarre. Or at least even for temporarily, they were snatched. So, and it doesn't say I hate clowns. He says also F clowns. But I was trying to be. So, but that's just crazy to me. Like, even hearing, I mean, you hear kidnapping stories like on TV or shows or news, but nobody really knows anybody directly that's had that either happen to them or their kids. Like, you always just hear it. And so the fact that he's had this happen twice, like, that's, yeah.
Universal has a story.
Ooh. Want me to read it?
Story of the bike accident.
Yes.
When I was 9.
That was one of them. I rolled over.
I broke my arm and hit my... Now, this is not Universal, I'm guessing. It's
No. I saw this story.
When I was 9, I broke my arm and hit my head when I fell off my bike. And a boy in the street helped me up. 20 years later, I was meeting with a best friend's friend. I told the story of that bike accident. Turns out my best friend's friend was the boy who picked me up, and when I fell... picked me up when I fell, and now we're married.
Yeah, I think that's one of the ones
So that must have been a girl.
I think that's one of the ones I read.
It might have been,
But there's another one. There's
a
a bunch that are like that. There's a few like car accidents and bicycle accidents where it all happened when they were kids, and then they found out later, like the nurse that saved them or the doctor or the person that came in and rescued them, some pedestrian, they ended up being married.
Do you want to hear something really creepy? So I was riding my bike, right? Mm-hmm. I was at Miles Square Park, and I hit my brakes. Miles Square Park's in Fountain Valley.
Oh, okay.
It's where I used to play racquetball and baseball and everything. I came around, and I hit my brakes really hard. I don't remember why, and I did it, flipped completely over the bike. And luckily, I was wearing a helmet because I hit pretty hard into the ground. And at that same moment, you were doing something completely different, and 20 years later, we were married.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
Isn't that
But
unbelievable
no, I love
how
those
life
stories,
works?
though, where it's like, oh, when I was a kid, I went to preschool with, and they were my best friend or whatever, and then they moved, and then it's like they're married for 10 years before they find out that
They're cousins.
That they were best friends in preschool. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
It like your mom and
But
Dale.
there are people that have gotten married
Oh
and
yeah,
then
and they realize
they're
that,
related.
or there's ones that even realize they were brother and sister.
Yeah, that's got to be rough.
Yeah, but no,
That's
like your mom,
life scarring.
like your mom and Dale, they found out not that long ago. I mean, probably a few years ago. But they found out that the same lady babysat them like together when they were young, or the same person, like they were babysat together.
Yeah. Yeah, weird stuff like that happens all the time. It's I that's cool. Like you and I have talked about the idea that we probably have
Oh, I'm sure we have and didn't
ran
know it.
into each other on numerous occasions because we lived in similar settings. But then you think about it and you're like when we went to the fair, I think I brought this up. Like you could be surrounded by 100,000 people and you don't know any of them.
I just thought
Like,
it was
it's
like weird. Like
crazy.
we walked the same paths.
Right.
We knew some of the same groups
Yeah.
of people. Went to the same places inside the Orange Circle, like often.
Right.
So, but I do have a very quick, true, weird
Go ahead.
story.
You got time.
So I was probably about 16, 17 years old, and my mom and I remember we were living down here in Fullerton, I think. And we were driving to Storage, which we had up in the desert where we used to live, so toward like Apple Valley, Victorville. And we were on the freeway driving our truck up there because we were going to grab some stuff out of storage. And all of a sudden, I got this awful, awful feeling. And it's a feeling I've never experienced before, never experienced since. But it was again, I can't describe it, but it wasn't like a physical pain, but I mean, it took my breath away, where there was no pain, but it was just this wave of some sort of emotion I've never experienced. And I immediately looked at my mom and I said, you have to get off the freeway right now. And she's like, why? What's up? I said, I can't explain it. I just need you to get off the freeway. She took the next exit and started, kind of drove around the block or whatever. And she goes, are we okay to go onto the freeway now, or do you need to stop? She goes, are you okay? I said, I'm fine, but something's not sitting right. She goes, are you going to get sick? No. I said, I'm physically fine. I go, but it's just not sitting right. I said, give me a second. When it goes away, I will let you know, and we can get back on the freeway. She goes, okay. And it wasn't very long later. Well, I mean, it was literally by the time we got to the next, and again, this is toward the desert, so the exit, so getting off of the freeway, it's not like you just crossed the road and we're back on the freeway again. You had to kind of go around a little bit to get to the next entrance or next exit. And so I told her, I said, okay, it wasn't very long, maybe a couple minutes. I was like, okay, you can go ahead. And she goes, okay, I'm already headed that way anyways. We'll get on to the next entrance. We got onto the next entrance, and there was nobody on the freeway behind us, in front of us, and we thought it was like really strange. We're like, why is nobody on this freeway? So my mom adjusted her rear view mirror, and I turned and lit. Massive car accident. So cops had already stopped, because it took us a little bit, but I mean, it was pretty far back. The next exit was pretty far. It wasn't like I said, really super close, but you could see all of the lights and everything, and you can see all of the traffic stopped by cops and everything. And it was literally the exit where I had told her, you need to get off the freeway right now. So I don't know what happened. And I think we might have tried researching it or finding a newspaper or something. But yeah, it ended up being, if I didn't tell her to do that, whatever happened right there, because it wasn't there when we were on the freeway. Something happened in the time we got off the freeway and got back on the freeway that caused that.
Spooky.
Yeah, but that feeling is what was the weird part. I can't just. I've never experienced it since. And then another really, 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 really short one, because I think this was the same exact day where we were doing the same thing and we were in the same vehicle. We were going to storage. We went to storage a lot, and we saw this transient, this homeless person walking. And I don't know what it was, but my mom was just like, I feel like we should help that one. And we see him all the time, right? She's like, I really feel like we should help that person. Like, let's give him a few bucks. Like, there was just something about him that really pulled her toward him. And so I think she just ended up pulling over, and I think she ended up giving a $20 bill to him, I think is what it was. And that was not unusual for us. We used to do blankets. We used to do whole care packages and everything and drive them around to homeless people. So it wasn't like it was super unusual. But what's really unusual is we pulled up next to him, and we got out of the car and gave him the $20. And it was a big, long stretch, sidewalk. We weren't on the highway. We're on Bear Valley Road or something like that. So we were on a street. And we turned around and got in the truck. Nothing around. Right as we got in the truck and closed the doors, he was gone. We have no idea where he went. We talked about, still to this day, that story comes up. And this is when I was I was probably about the same age. Like I said, I remember if it's the same trip or not, because we were doing the same thing. But yeah, I was about 15 or 16 years old, in high school. And it still comes up to this day where we're like, what happened? We racked our brains days after. Because we parked the truck just a few feet. We pulled up right alongside him and got out and was like, hey, are you okay? Here's a few bucks. Go get yourself something to eat. Turn around, got in the truck. So you're talking 5 feet. Gone. We could not find him anywhere.
When you're hungry, you're hungry.
Yeah,
when you
and
give
so we
somebody
did.
Food for
and I remember my mom even driving a block down. Did he go? Maybe he went this way, And we're the lot was empty. In that short amount of time, it wasn't 10 minutes. It was literally seconds.
You gave
there
him
was
teleport
no
money.
way that he could have gone, the 500 feet that to go somewhere where we couldn't see him. It was crazy.
Him teleport money.
But it is something we still, every once in a while, that story still pops up because it was so bizarre. It was just the way it happened was really bizarre.
Well, believe it or not, folks. But
it's time for me to take a nap and get some food.
We're gonna get ready, and then we're gonna go eat. But it's been a lot of fun here today. It's also been nerve-wracking with me having to sit and watch the earthquake over there. So obviously that's something I'm gonna have to correct for next week.
That time I was
before.
doing
I
it on
don't
purpose
remember,
just to be a butt.
Yeah, I don't remember it doing it like that with Seth, but I mean, I definitely could be wrong.
I
mean,
know definitely Diamond coming up.
Yeah, she was.
And then
definitely
when I
causing
was
a
doing
problem.
this, like to hold my
But,
phone.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
but
fidgeting.
guys, this has been our Believe It or Not episode. If you have any unbelievable but true stories, fun facts, world records, and you want to share those with our Sims Nation, do us a favor. Give this video a like and leave your stories, facts, records in the comment section. And I always respond whenever I can. So make sure you do that. And guys, make sure you're following us on social media. Go to Facebook, Positively Pat Sims, at Positively Pat Sims on Instagram and TikTok. Where on TikTok as well as here on YouTube, you can see all of our short videos, which are highlights from a lot of our shows. And then also go to X, which is Twitter, which I'm mostly on just to watch other people go crazy. But I do post stuff on there as well, and that's at Real Pat Sims. So get on over to all of those. Check us out there and get over to positivelypatsims.printful.me where you can pick up your Positively Pat Sims merchandise, including shirts, shoes, jerseys, teddy bears, cell phone cases, including our new lineup for the iPhone 17 series. We've got all of our showcases are available for every iteration of the 17, the 17, 17 Air, Pro, and Pro Max models. So get on over there. First 100 orders. We've already gotten some that I've responded to, but the first 100 orders get a special gift from me directly, Positively Pat Sims. All right, guys, that's going to do it for our show here today. So we're going to close out the way we always do, and that's by telling you, the Sims Nation, to take it easy. And if it's easy,
Take it twice.
take it twice, ladies and gentlemen. So long, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you tonight for Honest Reviews, and then we'll see you next week. So long, everybody.
The lights are dim, but the room still hums with the echoes of laughter and the moments we spun. Every honest word is like a stone in a stream. It rippled, it lingered, it shaped our dream. And if you